This is LBC from Global, leading Britain's conversation with Nick Abbot.
I would say he's incompetent, but I don't want to do that because that's not nice.
Well, let's get back to it.
Jimmy Carter. Oh, I'm Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter died. Hey, Donnie, there was a decent person who used to be the President of the United States of America. Can you believe that?
Oh, shut up!
It's the final A to Z of 2024, and we are at the very difficult end of the alphabet. We're going to, in this hour, do U and V. Here are the rules, and the rules must be obeyed. You cannot go forward. That is against the law. People are alphabetized by their surname unless they're known by only one name, like God. You can call multiple times. It's the only time of the year when you're allowed to call multiple times. And new rule for this year, no dead people. 0345 6060 973. You can message by text 84850. Email nicka@lbc.co.uk. And if you're on WhatsApp, it's the same number as the phone. Let's press on, shall we? Who's been waiting the longest? It's Cambridge. Hello, Josie. What? This is the voice of the Mysterons. Josie, we're going to have to call you back. This is a terrible line. Either you are calling us from a submarine or a mobile phone in Britain. One of the two. Can we call Josie back straight away, if not sooner? There's shaking heads in there. Are you shaking your head? Don't shake your head at me. He's shaking his head again. He's going, no, not me. I ain't shaking my head, he said, shaking his head. Let's try Welwyn Garden City. Antonia.
Hello, Nick.
Big intake of breath. Yes, Antonia.
Hi. Now, the first thing I want to say to you is how much I thank you for your show. You've really lifted my spirits.
Oh.
Last year, when we did A to Z, I was recovering from a fractured wrist and shoulder surgery.
Ouch.
This time during the A to Z, I am recovering from a total knee replacement.
Oh, blimey, Antonia, you want to be more careful.
So I'm so grateful for your show. You really lift my spirits.
Does it hurt when you laugh?
It does, actually, but I don't mind because you make me laugh. And that's what
you've got to have a giggle, ain't you?
It's one of the best remedies when you're recovering from surgery.
Yes. Well, I thank you for your thank you.
Thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You might have these, but I'll go through my list.
Yes.
For the A's, have you been given the Artemis Accords yet?
The what now?
The Artemis Accords. They were brought out to seek to prevent militarization of space.
Artemis?
Yeah, I'll spell it for you. ARTEMIS, then Accords.
And then Accords, which is spelt?
Yeah. ACCORDS.
Right.
Has that been said yet?
Pardon, what now?
Basically, it was to prevent the militarization of space.
Oh, the militarization of space. Oh, well, don't tell Elon Musk because he'll be furious.
Exactly.
The Artemis Accord against the militarization of space.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
The next one, have you been given the Azerbaijan plane crash on Christmas Day?
Yes, I have, yes.
Okay.
So that's one out of two so far. Pretty good going.
Now I've got to see, have you been given the cancer vaccine? The UK National Health Service have launched the first trial which will help the body recognise cancer cells and will therefore reduce or destroy and prevent further existing cancer cells. And it's a great achievement for the UK National Health Service.
I have not heard of that. No,
that was launched in November 2024, so it was only last month.
Right.
It's called it's a cancer vaccine.
A cancer vaccine trial. Right. That's
correct. It's the world's first trial.
We are number one in this country.
Number one, yes.
Yes, finally we found something that we can do better than anybody else. Yes.
Absolutely. And it was the NHS as well.
His Majesty's NHS. I couldn't be more proud.
Oh, fantastic. The next one, did you get somebody mention that Fulham beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge for the first time in 45 years?
No one said that. I'm not
there
sure.
You go. I think
Well,
it's fantastic. Fulham.
Right,
Beat
first time in 45 years. Is that what you're saying?
For
45 years.
Correct.
No, I had no idea.
Now, this is a rather sad one for G.
Oh.
Have you
Can I just prepare myself?
Oh, yeah, please, because it's very sad.
Right, okay. Now, wait a minute. I haven't prepared myself yet. Just give me a quiet moment.
Sorry, Nick.
Okay, go ahead.
Gaza hospitals were bombed during the Christmas period.
Oh, it's a very sad one. Oh, okay.
I have been crying, actually.
Right, I wasn't actually that prepared. Okay, right, okay, the Gaza hospital bombing. Yeah, they've been bombing them continuously ever since you know when. But anyway, go on.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to do my best to pronounce these letters because you told me off last year. H. Have I got that right?
Say it again.
H.
H is the correct answer.
Last year I said H and you pulled me up on it.
Oh, don't say that.
Anyway, I'll give you, it's actually 2 H's. And they were Nobel Prize in Physics to John Hopfield and Geoffrey Hinton.
Right. And there was somebody else as well, and it was all about AI, baby.
Affirmative.
It was all about robots and computer intelligence.
Affirmative.
Yeah, all of that stuff, yeah.
Someone pinched my solar eclipse, which was the first one to be visible over 3 countries in North America. That went last night,
Yeah, got that one, yeah.
South Korea, worst plane crash in their history. And that happened recently. That happened yesterday on the 29th.
Yes.
On today, on the 29th of December.
Right, I know.
The worst plane crash in their history. Now I've got another one.
At this point, can I just ask you approximately how far down the list are we?
I've only got, because I've got just 2 more after
2 more
that.
to go, okay.
Yeah. This one I'll tell you about for T. Tsunami, the worst Boxing Day disaster, 20-year anniversary.
Yes, I know. And I was speaking to this with Carol McGiffin.
Oh, right, yeah.
Who, as I've mentioned before, was in a hotel room on the beach as the water came in and filled her room up. She had to escape out the window. Yeah.
Goodness. Oh, well, I'm glad that she was okay.
So am I, because we do a podcast together. Otherwise, it would just be me talking to myself.
I can't wait for the new one.
Yes.
In January.
That's right.
Have you got to W yet?
No, that's in the next hour.
Okay, fine. We'll skip that.
Yes.
And the last 2 for me is P. And it's Pompey's new discoveries.
Pompey.
And the recent discovery was the House of Phaedra, which was a mythological queen of Athens. Do you want me to spell House of Phaedra?
House.
Off, and then Phaedra spelled.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
You know that one.
You just said H.
No, I said Pompeii.
No, you just said P-H. Wind the tape back. I think that we've got an H criminal on the phone.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on Pompeii.
Pompeii. All right. Okay, I'll write it down.
And have I told you that they discovered the House of Phaedra?
Phaedra, yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, you did?
That's spelled P-H, what?
A-E-D-R-A.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
And what
there's
was
more.
so very exciting, they also discovered that the rich people of Pompeii enjoyed eating giraffe.
Giraffe?
Yeah, they found a giraffe bone.
Right, it's the other white meat. Antonia, thanks for that. 0345 6060 973. Totnes. Graham.
Hello, Nick.
Graham.
Yeah, good to speak to you. And clearly those people of Pompeii had some neck, didn't they?
Oh, these are the jokes, folks. A listener with material.
Oh,
no. I've got one suggestion and then 2 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, the suggestion is you for undecided.
Undecided?
Because of all the undecided voters in America who cause chaos in terms of predicting the outcome of the American election.
Right. Yeah, I find all of that very highly suspicious. Somebody should look into that very strongly, or all of those undecided people and the votes, and how Elon Musk knew the result 4 hours early, looking into that very strongly.
Indeed.
What are your queries?
The queries are, did you have a P for podcast?
What podcast?
Well, there have been loads of them this year. Absolutely huge. The world has been inundated with podcasts. In fact, somebody told me that they'd made a podcast about making a plaster model of a group of dolphins.
Right.
Which would be the world's first podcast.
A podcast about podcasts, yes.
Yeah.
No, that is, I can't have that, Graham. That's just too vague. There's been podcasts for years. You can't, you might as well say L is for lunch.
All right, well, fair enough. I mean, I just let you know I'm not undecided about the fact that your programme's brilliant. So on that note, I'll say thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good new year and listen to you later.
All right. Appreciate it, Graham. Ta-ta, 0345 6060 973. It's the A to Z of 2024 with the letters U and V, of which we haven't had a single one yet.
Nick Abbott on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
I think this is nonsense.
0345 6060 973. It is the A to Z of 2024, the last of these shows, and then the entire list gets put in a book, along with my commentary about the year that has gone by, the stories that have occupied us on the Friday and Saturday night shows on LBC, and that will come out in the very early new year. Follow me on social media, and I will point you in the right direction. Let's have Whitechapel. Darren.
Hello, Nick. How are you?
I
okay?
am great, mate.
Nick, because we couldn't go back last night, I've got about 14.
Oh. 14?
Yeah.
That's quite a lot, Darren.
Yeah, I'll be quick.
Okay. All right. Do you have access to the internet?
Yeah.
Has the internet reached Whitechapel?
Yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't mind putting some of them on an email to me, would you?
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't sound like a yes.
I could call back as well, give you some more as well.
There you go. Excellent idea. Okay, go ahead. Give us 5.
Okay, Nick. The first one is the Ed Davey.
Yeah.
He was doing dancing TikTok videos,
blimey.
and challenged Keir Starmer to a game of FIFA.
Yeah, I mean, I know he was just trying to attract attention to himself during the election campaign, but it was a little bit embarrassing. No, I take that back. It was very embarrassing. Yeah, I was embarrassed for him.
The Guardian newspaper, they came off Twitter, and now all their stories are on Blue Sky. They won't do it because of Elon Musk.
Right. Guardian left Twitter. That is correct. Yes, they did. Yeah.
M is Vince McMahon. He was the famous wrestling owner for the WWE for over 50 years, but he had to step down because of the Janelle Grant lawsuit.
Janelle Grant lawsuit. Right.
Yeah.
I can only write so fast. Vince McMahon stepped down from that comedy phony wrestling thing because of some lawsuit or other that I'm unfamiliar with. Okay.
L. Adamon Lookman. He scored a hat-trick in the Europa League final. He was the first hat-trick in the European club final for 62 years.
For 62 years. Okay. Where'd you get that from?
I do my research.
Oh, he's done homework.
I went through all the Champions League, UEFA Cup finals.
Right.
I did. And the last one,
Adam Lookman. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Ademola Lookman for Atalanta.
Okay. Yes.
Priti Patel, she came back.
Yeah. We weren't missing you, Priti Patel.
Prisoners were left out, came out early.
Yes, the early prisoner release scheme. Yes.
Paris hosted the Olympics.
Yes, they did. Yeah. How did the Olympics sit with you, Darren?
I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it.
It wasn't that great. I mean, you know, it was only the best and fastest and strongest of humankind demonstrating their skills for all the world to see. No big deal.
Yeah. Cole Palmer, he went from Man City reserves to signing for Chelsea, and became one of the best players in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And he scored the goal for England in the final as well, even though we didn't win.
What do you think of his goal celebration?
It's a bit strange.
I know. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah, I think he needs to think it out again. He needs to come up with something else. I think we've seen it far too many times. I mean, it's not a robot dance, right enough, but I think he needs to stop rubbing his arms.
I agree with you there, Nick.
I agree with me.
Yeah. Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
Him and Musk are like a part of the DOGE.
Yes.
And they've already upset people as well, because even the people from MAGA don't like them.
Yeah, I know. They're big. The right wing in America are fighting amongst themselves, and Trump hasn't even started yet. I'm considering getting a box of popcorn and watching the fight unfold. Yeah. Darren, that's got to be it. I'll talk to you later if you take the time. If not, then please send them in by email. But I've got to move on because I've got a full switchboard of people yearning to speak to me. Appreciate it, Darren. Acton. Hello, Jill.
Oh, hi, Nick.
Jill.
This is a disaster because I was going to do W's and now I hear I can't.
No, you can't. Can't go forwards. Can go back.
Yes, well, I thought it was V and W, but in fact it's not. Anyway, I can do the V. Mm-hmm. Which is J.D. Vance.
Yes. What happened to him?
And somebody said he was weird, which is what I was going to do, but you would have got two for the price of one.
Yeah,
anyway.
He is weird. I mean, there's no doubt it. You just look at a picture of the man, and he looks like he's the model in an advert for men's makeup. It's just so strange. I mean, maybe he doesn't wear any eyeliner at all, and he just looks like that, but it certainly looks like he's really lathered it on, doesn't it? It looks like he's taken a bucket of eyeliner and pushed his face in it.
But the American people like weird, so...
I'm not entirely sure about that. I don't think they voted for J.D. Vance. Well, I guess they voted for Donald Trump, and, he is just as weird.
Oh, shut up!
Yeah, just as weird as J.D., yeah. Haven't heard much about J.D. Vance, or much from him.
I think he's been overtaken by...
by events.
You know who.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he put so much eyeliner on, he actually sandwiched his eyelids together, and he's in hospital trying to get them prized apart again. I've got no idea.
Maybe. Anyway, I've got a couple of missing ones.
Yeah.
Because she was short of cues. Mm-hmm. Queen Marguerite of Denmark abdicated.
Yeah, abdicated. That's right. Queen Margarita of Denmark abdicated.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Before we even knew who she was gone.
And Thomas Tuchel.
Yes.
Is the new England manager. And that reminded me that when I offered you Lee Carsley, I forgot the controversial bit that he didn't sing the glorious national anthem.
Right.
And that caused a great deal of upset in the media.
God's sake.
Almost as bad as the messing around with the flag.
Yeah, and the vegan scone recipe. Yeah, the stuff that people obsess about. Good grief. Good work. Thanks a lot, Jan. Jill. Can I call you Jan?
Call me what you like.
As long as I call you, yeah. Thanks a lot, Jill. 0345 6060 973. Let's see. Derby. Hello, Simon.
Hello?
Simon.
Oh, you said Steinman then. Sorry. I've got a U for you eventually.
Yes, finally.
Yes, I've got a U and two S's. I'll be quick with the S's, don't worry. Undersea cable, stroke pipe, sabotage.
Yeah.
Now, because that covers, there've been a number of them, especially quite recently. There's been about 4. There was 2 at the end of November, and there was 2 last week, weren't there, in Finland. We don't know who's doing them yet.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
The one for Finland, they've pulled the ship into port, the Finnish Navy have.
That's right.
And it's missing its anchor.
Right. They don't muck about in Finland, do they?
But they can't really say it wasn't that. No, they don't. The Russians ought to be careful playing around with the Finns. The 2 S's, the first one is the first use, this happened last night, the first use of musical prop in an entry by one of your callers. And it was Simon from Derby. And off the back of that...
What did he do?
He used the segment of Trump singing about cats and dogs
Yeah.
And that's the first time this year that anybody's used a musical segment in the...
A musical segment about Donald Trump going on about eating people.
They're eating the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
That is what's happening in his country.
And off the back of that, seeing as I am Simon from Derby, I can go down as the first person to actually put themselves up as well.
Right. Neither of those going on a list, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Good work, Simon. Thanks for that. 0345 6060 973. Chelmsford, George.
Hello, fella.
An echoing
I've got a
silence.
Number for you.
Yes, George.
I've got a number for you. Where does it go? Before A, after Z?
Well, we'll find out. Go ahead.
Well, 28 years later was finally announced. And it's been 17 years since the very last film, 28 weeks later.
28 years later was finally announced?
Yep.
Announced or released?
Yeah. No, the announcement of the film is going to be coming out and people are whooping and cheering all over the internet.
Are they?
And it's going to be very, very good.
I thought that had happened already, 28 years later.
No, there's only been 2. This is going to be the 3rd instalment. Apparently, there's a 4th one already in the works.
Oh, it was 28 days later, then 28 weeks later, and now 28 years later. Right,
correct.
Gotcha.
And it was shot all on an iPhone, apparently.
Right, well, there's another reason not to watch it.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for it. And
Are
that's
you?
my number.
Are you? Okay, 28. That's a T, I reckon. T for 28. I'll write it out longhand. Good work. Thanks a lot, George. Mark in Murcia in Spain says U is for universal charger. In mainland Europe, all new mobile devices must have the same type of charging port. Obviously, this is not for you lot, as you have your sovereignty and multiple charging cables. Yes, that's right. Except we don't, because no one's going to produce a different type of cable for little old us, so we'll just get what Europe gets and be thankful for it.
Thank you.
We're stewing in a vat of our sovereignty. Isn't it absolutely delicious? Heston. Hello, Isaac.
Hello, Nick.
Isaac.
3 things.
Yeah. Couple of 3 things.
2 U's and a P.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The first U is UK General Election 2024.
Yes.
And the second one is USA Election 2024.
Right. Yeah, I do. Okay. I do actually have those already, but yes, we are in want of U's. So I mean, they're under E for election so far, but I'll put them under UK and US election. Yes.
Okay, right. And the P, right, is Project 2025.
Oh yeah, very good.
Coming to an American address near you in the USA from mid-January onwards.
Yeah, that's right. And none of the people that it's going to affect have read it in any way, and they are going to be sore surprised when it starts happening to them.
Because one of the reasons they're not going to read it is was it 932 pages long?
Yes,
so
something
good
like
luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, my American cousins.
Yes. Tell us how it's going for you. All right. Thanks a lot, Isaac. Cheers, mate. Kit in Liverpool says U is for universal credit, replacing almost all other benefits from spring just gone, and the confusion it caused to the most vulnerable. Not a good look for those genuinely in need, most of whom are working and not paid enough to financially survive, says Kit in Liverpool, who's been quite effusive about it, very verbose. Appreciate it, Kit. 0345 6060 973. Text 84850. Email nicka@lbc.co.uk. If you're on WhatsApp, it's the same number as the phone. And the A to Z of 2024 continues after this short break with the letters U and V.
Nick Abbott on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
So they opened their big mouths and out came talk. Talk.
Mostly about the end of the alphabet. We're in the A to Z of 2024, the last show, and then that's it. So if you have a suggestion, you've got to get it in tonight, otherwise not at all. Catford, hello, Rose.
Hi.
Rose.
Hi, I have an A for you.
Yes.
It's Julian Alfred.
It's what?
Her name is Julianne Alfred.
Julianne
Alfred.
Alfred, right.
St. Lucian sprinter. She won gold in the 2024 Summer Olympics.
And over what distance?
100 metres.
100 metres. Julianne Alfred was the sprinter and won gold in the 100-metre dash.
Yeah.
Right.
Shall I spell her first name?
Pardon?
Shall I spell her first name for you?
Is it Juliet?
No, Julianne. Julien.
Right.
Alfred.
Alfred, right. Okay, got it. Thanks a lot, Rose. Rose, you really need to get a new phone.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No, thank you. What a cooperative customer. 0345 6060 973. It is, I mean, I know I keep saying this, but it is remarkable. I'll take a call from somebody who's literally on the other side of the world, and they're coming through like a bell. Clear as though they're talking to me from next door. And I'll take somebody from just down the road, and I can barely understand a word they're saying. It's just incredible. Nothing works in this country anymore. Never mind, East Yorkshire. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Nick.
Mike.
Yeah, a couple of these near you, but first, thanks for another brilliant year's broadcasting.
Thanks, Mike.
And Happy New Year to you.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Rose, the regulars, everybody, because everybody makes it work together.
Exactly, yes. Where would I be without them?
Great. Right, on to these. We have that Church of England preacher who had a CBE, works at the post office as well, Paul Venel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, really. What a piece of work. Yes.
Yeah, say no more about that. So, Premier League has voted to retain VAR. So we're not going to lose it.
In its entirety?
As it stands, yeah.
As it stands now, right.
So
well, it's both a step forward and a step back, isn't it? Because it didn't half hold things up, but, they either are or aren't offside. And it's best to know precisely. I mean, I know the lines are a bit, you think, oh, for crying out loud, he's offside by a millimetre, but he either is or isn't.
Yeah, well, I watched some of the League Cup stuff, and it didn't have VAR. And the telly kept proving that the decisions were wrong over and over again.
Which is infuriating.
That was infuriating on that one.
But they should just speed it up a bit. I mean, they've got artificial intelligence.
Affirmative.
Can't they use it?
Yeah, I agree with you. It could do it needs improvements, but I would glad it's retained.
Right.
Yes, London is about to get a massive erection, the same size as the Shard. And it's going to be called Undershaft, and it's going to be the tallest viewing platform in England.
Right.
If you're going up it, please let me know, because you have a habit with these high rides of things going wrong. So
yeah, I'll alert you if I've decided to ascend London's massive erection, and so you can avoid it while I'm up there. Yeah.
Okay, going back one, I don't know what letter you want to put this under, actually, but the Tory budget last January was the greatest salt-the-earth budget in the history of man. They completely stuffed the Labour Party with that budget that they did. So whether you want to call it the Conservative January budget or whatever. But it was appalling. They just let the Labour Party know where to go.
Yeah. Deliberately. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They knew they were going to lose, and so they wanted to take all of the wheels off the car and pour salt in the engine just to make sure. Yeah.
And that's a budget sort of forgotten, but we're still suffering from that now.
Yep.
But that's great. Thanks very much.
Okay, excellent work. Thanks a lot, Mike. 0345 6060 973. Anne says U is for Unleashed, the book by the great big greedy nincompoop, which is still clogging up bookshop shelves. Have you managed to sell any yet, Bodge?
I can't comment.
You can't comment on that. Blah, 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 blah. Maidstone. Hello, Tony.
Hi, Nick.
Tony.
Hi, I have a U and an S, but
Yes.
before I do, now I've got some news for you.
News.
Now, all your...
News flash.
all your lovely fans, I look forward to the weather forecast. Now, from Thursday next week, have you seen what's going to happen in London and the South East? It has completely changed.
The weather in London is about to get quite alarming.
Yes, because I looked yesterday and it was going to be about 10 degrees.
Yeah.
But then, but obviously, I always wanted to be a meteorologist when I was younger. That's why I love the weather forecast so much. But it's going to be quite bad next week.
It's going, yes, Tuesday, the actual temperature looks incredibly mild. 12, this is in the centre of London, it's going to be a high of 12 and a low of 11. For December, that's actually going to be January. That's amazing. But
well above average.
Yeah, but 41 mile an hour winds on Tuesday, 55 mile an hour winds on Wednesday, and it goes into Thursday as well. I mean, we're going to have to batten down the hatches, and we're going to have to hold on to our hats.
Absolutely, it changes. The weather in England or the UK it's changeable.
Changeable.
I was just watching it on BBC News before your show started, and I was like, no, because I'm sure I checked it a day or two ago, and it was going to be not warm, but very mild.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'd think that for a planet,
should we get on down to business?
Yes, you'd think that for a planet that's only got one moon, that the weather would be more easily predictable, but apparently not.
Especially in this country. Right, anyway, so you had a caller, before I get on to the UNES, you had a caller who mentioned Adamola Lukeman. Now, he is the project of Cholton Athletic Academy. He used to play for Cholton. I think they deserve a mention because most of the players that get in England come from our club's academy. I don't think we get enough credit for that. So I didn't know about the fact that he scored 3 goals in the final, by the way. Right. Anyway, let's get down to you.
Yes.
You might need to help me with this. Alexander Usyk, that's Usyk. Now, then I've got another U, because he's from Ukraine, and I thought I'd only mention it because I have a soft spot for anyone who comes from Ukraine at the moment. He is the one who defeated Tyson Fury very recently and early on in the year, and he's defeated Anthony Joshua, so he's the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Right.
Yes, and would you like my yes?
Go on then.
The Sugar Babes. Oh. Now, they were at Glastonbury,
going from the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world to the Sugar Babes.
I think I know we've had you probably won't remember, don't you? But we have had a conversation. But they have had more number one UK singles than Girls Aloud and Atomic Kitten.
Wow, that is amazing. I cannot express in words how totally uninterested I am in that fact.
Oh, by the way,
yes.
I'm distraught that it's ending. And it's gone quick this year.
It has. It always does. Yes. This year has been, I think, one day shorter than normal, but these shows always go by in a flash. Yeah.
Before you go, Nick,
yes.
Please rest your voice because I think you should enjoy the next couple of days off because I did get I think you're using it too much. So, and then we look forward to the Nick and Carol thing that's coming up soon.
Yes. We're going to record it on the 2nd.
Rest your voice for a couple of days.
All right, will do. Thanks a lot, Tony. Thank you, Doctor. Yeah, me and Carol are going to do a podcast. It's our 300th podcast.
Oh, right, yeah.
And we are celebrating that milestone with your milestones. We want you to not to sell us anything. Hang on a sec. We want you to tell us about your milestones. Now, it can be something you want to remember, something you want to forget. It can be something very significant or totally insignificant. Doesn't really matter. Just tell us what your milestone is, and then me and Carol will roll it around a bit. It's the 300th episode of What's Your Problem with Nick and Carol? That is our podcast. It's going to be taped on the 2nd, and it'll come out on the 6th. So get your milestones into us as soon as possible, and we appreciate it. Here's the email address, nickandcarol@global.com, nickandcarol @global.com, and prepare to be totally satisfied.
Oh, right, yeah.
Ask for it by name on an internet near you. What's your problem with Nick and Carol? Sydenham, Pauline.
Hello, Nick.
Pauline.
Hi there. I've got a U.
Yes.
Ultra processed foods.
Very good. I mean, they aren't.
I've been thinking about it. Yeah. Have you?
Ultra-processed foods. Yes.
Yeah.
The fount of all evil. Yeah. It's what's killing us. I'm sure of it.
You've been saying it a long time, haven't you?
Yeah. That and underarm deodorant, I bet.
Yes. Yeah, at least we know now, don't we? So everybody should try, at least, So.
Yeah. If you don't think your granny would recognise it as food, don't eat it.
Bit more home cooking.
Yes, from scratch, of course.
Yeah.
All right, good work. What was for dinner tonight, Pauline?
It was cod in breadcrumbs, potato and steamed broccoli.
Ah, that sounds quite nice. Did you have some ketchup on the side?
No, I had cider vinegar.
Cider vinegar.
And then I had fresh fruit after. So I'm really, my New Year's resolution. Yeah.
You are the very model of health. You're practically living a yogurt advert over in Sydenham, Pauline. Thanks.
You got to try.
Yeah, that's right. All right, thanks a lot. Ultra-processed food. Always eat under-processed food, not ultra-processed food. That is good advice. Stephen in Exeter says U is for university tuition fees, with an increase for England having been announced recently. And Jerry in Selsey says V is for Max Verstappen, who won his 4th the Formula One World Championship. Oh, motor racing. Boring. Around and around and around they go, and nothing ever happens. 0345 6060 973. Birmingham. Jason.
Hi, Nick. Nick, I've got 2 V's,
yes,
2 T's, and an S and a P, which are horrific. Do you want me to start off with the horrific ones first?
Okay.
Okay. One, the S, this happened in January of this year. A Sarasota woman was jailed and then suspended jailed, and then her jail sentence was suspended for 180 days. She had to do work for burning a raccoon live on TikTok.
Blimey.
Yeah.
The stuff that people will do for ticks, for likes from people they don't know. Good grief.
So that's the S. The other one, I think this one's might turn your stomach. What happened in February, this is the P, a pit bull breeder, aged 35, was mauled to death in Compton by his own dogs, by 13 pit bulls.
Ooh.
And he was only discovered, his remains were discovered by his girlfriend the next morning.
Well, that is appalling. Can we move on swiftly?
Yes. For T, this one's going to make you laugh. Gen Z and millennials think that the thumbs up emoji means F you.
Do they? I'm very disappointed with the kids. I don't know about you, but I'm just disappointed with them.
Yeah, so that was all over social media. So Gen
Z, as we are forced to pronounce it, they think it's
millennials.
Right, and millennials.
And millennials think the thumbs up emoji
is the right. Okay, don't say it again.
Is you?
Don't say it again.
Okay, and the next one is a T. The text messages that came was sent to thousands of black people across America after the election, saying that on Monday of the following week they should to report to the nearest, I can't remember what they call it now, cotton fields.
Who sent that?
The malicious texts.
How? I have not heard about that. How would anybody know who with the skin colour of a person who owns their phone number?
I know. That one I do not know, but it was all over social media on that one, and some people actually showed the text messages.
Well, that's new to me. Okay,
So
I'll
one.
believe you, but I will look it up later.
Okay, you can look up these two as well.
Yeah.
The 2 V's are Voyager 1 will be the furthest man-made structure or object further from the Earth.
How far is it going to be?
It's just come out of our solar system this year.
Oh, yes. So
they did turn the camera back to show where the Earth was.
Right.
And you could see the Earth was just like a pixel in a big ray of sunlight.
Right. So you couldn't actually see us waving.
No. And then the last V,
Mm-hmm.
I think her name is Vergam. This is PC Jessica, and I spell it out VERBRUGGEN.
VRUGGEN, right?
Yeah. She was sentenced in Leeds court for attempting to pervert the course of justice. Basically, she was driving her BMW while drunk. She outran a police chase. When the police gave up, she got her boyfriend to take the points.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that boyfriend needs to rethink his choices.
And Nick, can I just give you this last one? Because I know this is the last day
Yes.
For this. It's a B. I don't know if you heard about this one. And this one was the question that was asked at the beginning of the year. Bear versus man in the woods. It was asked to a lot of women over social media. Which would you rather prefer to be alone in the woods with, a bear or a man? And most women said the bear.
I guess it depends on the man, though, doesn't it? I mean, is it just any old random man? Yes.
That was trending on social media.
Right. That doesn't say very much about men, does it?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
all right.
and just before I go, Nick,
Yes?
Nick, have you got the D? This was the etching that was placed on the bullets that shot that guy. What was delay, deny, and depose?
Very good. Yeah, no, I don't have that. I have him. Delay, deny, depose, and that's the insurance company's way of dealing with anybody who is who has the temerity to ask them to give them the service that they've been paying for. Very
Nick,
good work.
I have got a B after that one. What follows that?
You
I don't know if you want to hear it.
you keep telling me it's the last one, and then you keep adding another one. Go ahead.
You can look up this woman. Her name is Brianna Boston, 42. She's a mum of 3. She doesn't she doesn't have a weapons license. She was told by Blue Cross Blue Shield that her health insurance claim was denied. So just on the ending of her call to the employer Blue Cross, she said delay, deny,
that's
depose.
right. Yeah, and then they arrested her.
You'll be next. And then they jailed her for it.
Yeah.
Under the Terrorism Act.
Right, yes. Now, if she'd walked into school and threatened to kill all of the kids in a classroom, she'd have probably walked out and absolutely nothing would have happened. But threaten a CEO and can't do that. All right, good work, Jason. Thanks for that.
This is LBC with Nick Abbott.
He thinks he looks good in a bathing suit. He doesn't.
Thanks, Donny. You're the best. You're the best, worst person in the world at this moment. York. Hello, Jan.
Hello, Nick.
Jan.
Nick. I've got a V, a U, an R, and 2 Qs.
Excellent.
Q magazine, they closed.
Did they?
Yeah.
I can't believe that any magazine is still going. I mean, who buys magazines anymore?
I know. They're very expensive, aren't they? And,
they are ridiculously expensive. The last time I looked at a magazine was when I went for a ridiculously priced haircut. And rather than look at my face, Jan, my beautiful face, as they were fiddling about my hair, I just buried my head in a magazine so I didn't have to look at myself. Because it's very alarming being presented with a mirror right in front of you with all those lights on.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't like
agree
doing
with
that.
me.
Awful.
But I did find that there was nothing in them. There was just adverts and adverts and adverts and adverts. And then you look on the front cover and it's like £7.
What?
Who's going to buy that?
Dreadful.
Anyway.
And Queen Camilla,
yes,
she was presented with a Barbie doll of herself.
Was she?
Dressed in one of her outfits, yeah.
With a fag in her hand?
No, didn't have a fag in her hand.
Barbie doll. I didn't know that. Right, she was presented with a Barbie doll of herself.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Now, they are Babe Ruth. His jersey was sold for $24 million.
Wow.
Making it the most expensive sports collectible ever.
Huh. Babe Ruth. Yeah, that's about... that he used to play baseball is all I know about baseball.
Yes.
The most expensive was sports paraphernalia ever?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And the UK's last coal power station.
Yes.
Shut. Have you got that one?
I do now. The UK's last coal power station shut. That's right.
Yeah.
And we say goodbye to all of that.
Yeah. And my V, Valeriana. That's a Mexican village discovered by archaeologists when they were using a new laser technology.
Laser, he says, waggling his fingers in the air like Dr. Evil. That's a bang up-to-date reference there, kids. Valeriana, a Mexican village discovered by a laser. Where have you gone?
Here.
You're stunned into silence, Jan. Right.
I didn't know you were asking me anything.
Well, I wasn't really. Right, so they discovered it with a laser. And what's there? Nothing.
All sorts.
What?
Well, it's almost a complete village, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it just... You see, people get all hyperventilated and excited when they find a Roman remains, and it doesn't look like anything to me. It's just like columns that have fallen down and pots that are broken. Big blooming deal. The British Museum's full of that stuff.
Boring!
I'd rather go to any other museum.
Well, anyway.
Yes.
It looks interesting when I read about it.
Right. Valeriana, a Mexican village discovered with a laser. I'll put it down. Good work. Thanks a lot, Jan.
All right.
Ta-da, 0345 6060 973. Jack says V is for vapes, with single-use ones being banned from sale soon. Yeah. I was talking to somebody about this last night. The kids are doing vapes. Morons. We're surrounded by morons. Okay, kids used to smoke, but, vapes were invented to get people off smoking, so they skipped the smoking part and went straight to the vapes. How stupid is that? And now apparently they're doing chewing tobacco. Horrible. Let's see now. Who's been waiting the longest? I'll be totally fair about this. Weybridge, Julius.
Evening, Nick.
Julius.
Happy Twixtmas to you.
Yes, and to you too.
Our latest portmanteau. Listen, thank you again. Other people have mentioned it, but thank you for all your entertainment this year. And this is a lovely way to finish it off with the A to Z. I can't believe I'm on.
It's you. Well, thanks for that.
Well, no, your entertainment's appreciated all year round, honestly. So, listen, I've got two for you, an R and an S.
Yes.
If I may go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
You want them alphabetically?
Any way you think is most appropriate.
All right. Well, the first one, the R, is actually R. I don't think anybody's mentioned the pirates, the Houthi pirates.
Oh, the Houthi pirates.
There you go. Who are firing missiles over in Yemen at the passing shipping.
Yes. But I don't think they actually... I don't think I can put that under R. I'll put it under H. How's that sound?
Well, you fit it in where you like.
Okay.
And the second one also is a matter of where you're going to put it, because although I said S, it's for stabbing / steward's inquiry, because last night somebody mentioned this very unfortunate stabbing of kids. Was it in Manchester at the dance class or something?
Southport.
Southport, that's right. Very sad. But I heard mention of the perpetrator, and I wanted to make sure, this is my steward's inquiry moment, that in fact it was put in under L.
Right. But you say perpetrator is not the perpetrator. It's ongoing, and he has pleaded not guilty.
The alleged. Sorry, the alleged.
Exactly right. Yeah. Okay. And the less said about that, the better, Julius. Thanks for that. 0345 6060 973. Right. All the people that wanted to talk to me about the U's and the V's, that's fine. I'm going to come to you in just a minute. You should be aware that if you text in, send an email, then if I don't read it on the air, I will read it tomorrow. I'm going to go through all of these, check that they happened this year, And I've checked them twice. And I'll put them on the list, put them in the book, along with my take on the year as we have been discussing it on the Friday and Saturday night shows for the last 12 months, and that book will come out in the new year. So if I don't read it on the air, be assured that I will read it. 0345 6060 973 W in the next hour.
This is LBC from Global, leading Britain's conversation with Nick Abbot.
Hello, boys.
Anybody care what this guy thinks?
No!
It's the A to Z of 2024. Only 2 hours to go, and then that's it. So let's press on. Leicester. David.
Oh, hello.
David.
I've got 3 for you. I only rang up with 1, but I've got 3 now.
Okay.
Well, there was someone about the black people in America getting text messages.
Yeah.
It did happen.
Did it?
It's on the PPC website, 8th of November.
Okay. Bizarre.
And
How
then-
would they know? But let's not get into that. I'll look it up later, okay?
It's school and college students, so I guess that would be something that the establishments would record.
Right.
One that I didn't ring up about, I don't know if anyone said it, C for Jimmy Carter, who's just died.
Yes, but this is the change in the rules this year. No dead people. None.
No, but he's just died.
I know he's
He was
just
alive
died.
2 hours ago.
A couple of hours ago, yeah. And then because of this show, he just died, yeah. He tried to get in just before the end of the programme, but I'm sorry, he wasn't aware of the rules.
Well, okay. And then I might have said this one last year, but it's still pertinent this year.
Yeah.
Vinyl record revival.
Yeah. I continue to be bemused by that.
Why?
There's a CD shop in the centre of town, in central London, pretty much the only one that's still there. And I can remember a few years ago they started putting out a couple of vinyl albums of you know things like Diamond Dogs and Aladdin Sane and stuff like that. And they marked them at £25.
What?
I thought £25, and then they had a CD version of the album underneath for £10. I thought no one in their right mind is going to buy a vinyl version at 2.5 times the price. And now you go in there and there's barely any CDs and it's all vinyl.
Yep. Well, I splurged in, what month was it? September or October.
Oh yeah.
On a used record deck, and it's absolutely wonderful. That's all I'm going to say. I could use other words to describe it, but I'm just going to use
the touch of it, the feel of it, the sight of it, and the smell of it. Vinyl records. You can't beat it as a product to handle and to have. But I think I'm past it. I'm glad I grew up with it, but I can't go back.
Well, I have a digital streaming system as well.
Yeah.
So if I've had a couple of beers, I keep my hands off the vinyl.
Yes. Yeah, because once you've got a jump in a record, then I mean there's a bit of Dark Side of the Moon that always sounds weird to me because it doesn't jump. An echoing silence. Yeah. No. All right. Thanks a lot.
I haven't got Dark Side of the Moon on vinyl. Anyway, have a happy New Year.
All right, and same to you, David. Yeah. There's a bit that, and it all sounds like it does jump because it doesn't jump. Because I got used to it jumping in the same place for so many years that it just sounds odd when it doesn't. Appreciate it, David. Thanks, mate. 0345 6060 973. Leeds. Hello, Claire.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. I've got a C and 2 U's for you.
Mm-hmm.
The C was inspired from listening to your whole show podcast from last night. I missed the show live, but you talked about the Sex Pistols. So my C is Frank Carter, who is the singer who has joined the remaining members of the Sex Pistols for initially it was for a special concert.
Yeah. Woo! Oh, that was fabulous. How was that for you, Claire?
Wonderful.
Wow, I've never had so much fun. Oh, I need to lie down and a cigarette.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, initially Frank Carter got together with the remaining Sex Pistols members to play a benefit concert to save Bush Hall. in
Who's
West
Frank
London.
Carter?
So he's a singer. He used to be in a band called The Gallows and Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, but he's now the singer with the remaining members of the Sex Pistols.
And
so
does he
the
have
initial-
does he have the attitude?
He does.
Does he?
He's wonderful. I'm a big fan.
Right.
He's a little wiry ginger fella, but he's got the sneer. He's brilliant.
Okay. Well, I shall look out for him.
Yeah. Well, they're since the Bush Hall gigs, it sparked off a little UK mini tour, 5 dates in September last year, and now they've been booked for various festivals next year and supporting Guns N' Roses for a couple of dates. as
Really?
well.
I mean, I do maintain that the Nevermind album is one of the greatest rock albums that I've heard.
Well, that's what they did at the concert at Bush Hall. They played that album.
Played the whole
and
thing,
then-
Submarine is my favourite. I'm a submarine mission for you, baby.
Yeah. Frank's definitely up there with the sneer and the attitude and the swagger. He's definitely great. You should check him out.
All right, I will do.
On to the U's. So the first one is union busting tactics. So Amazon this year has been accused of employing those tactics to scupper a ballot for union recognition at the Coventry warehouse.
Yes.
And they succeeded to an extent. The union members lost the ballot by only 29 votes out of 2,000.
What is that about? I mean, talk about voting for your own demise. I mean, come on, people. Wake up. It's later than you think.
No, so they've been accused, and there's an appeal going on for some of the tactics they used. And unlawful QR codes scattered around the warehouse that automatically sent an email to the union to cancel membership when members scanned it.
I mean, if you were the second or third richest person in the world, Claire, would you treat your workers well?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. I guess that's just you and me.
There's a really good video that the TUC posted in the last couple of weeks of a couple of big Amazon bosses getting interviewed by the Business and Trade Committee.
Oh, yeah.
And, the levels of avoiding answering the questions are just absolutely stunning. Even the MPs were pretty skilled in doing that themselves, I think. We're taken aback. It's really good. You should go check it out.
MPs were making notes. Oh, that's how you do it. Right. Okay.
And the final one is another U. It's United Airlines. So they had a really tricky start to the year. So in January, an emergency exit door blew off one of their planes mid-flight. And then in March, they had 3 incidents. A wheel fell off the landing gear of a plane just after takeoff. Another plane's engine caught fire, and another plane, a panel, fell off the plane's body mid-flight as well. So there was quite a lot of safety concerns, and their share price plummeted and stuff, and that was all in Q1 this year.
Wasn't it less United Airlines and more Boeing?
Yeah, they were all Boeing,
Right.
Boeing type. So yeah, so it could go in the bid.
Yeah. Excellent work. Thanks a lot, Claire. 0345 6060 973. Lee Green. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Nick. Are you well?
Yes, very well. Thanks, Chris.
Cool. Oh, what a year. What a
I
year.
know.
Yeah, I've got a couple to mop up. I thought of a B while I was on hold for breakfast clubs rolled out across primary schools.
Oh, yeah.
By Keir Starmer there.
Skier, yes.
Skier, yes.
And it's a trial for the intention is to roll it out, all over the country so that kids can get a decent meal in them, by which method they will be able to learn more.
Absolutely, yeah. That's all right. Yeah. Brain food.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an L, which is Taylor Swift related. On a tour to Scotland, they renamed Loch Tay in honour of her visit to Scotland.
Loch Tay K?
Tay.
Oh, Tay.
Yeah, Loch Tay. They renamed it Loch Tay.
They say that tour, just in America alone, was a benefit to the economy to the tune of about $15 billion.
I know, yeah.
Amazing.
That's a good thing, right?
I suppose so.
Yeah, she does a good turn, I suppose.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know anything about her other than she's a money-making machine.
Yeah, and also a lot changing individual.
Yes,
lot name changing. Yeah. So, and the last one is Q for Quality Street. Are trialling. They've already got paper wrappers for the sweets, but they're trialling paper tubs now, so they're going to be all paper and recyclable and save the planet.
What's
That's
remarkable is that every single Christmas they manage to come up with something that occupies the headlines in the news. I mean, it's always like they discontinue one sweet and then people, they blow their lids and they're absolutely, the Mail will write a headline like "Fury as Quality
purple
Street."
ones.
Yes.
The purple one's gone missing.
I know. They're probably planning next Christmas's headlines now, so I wonder what they'll come up with. All right, good work. Thanks a lot, Chris. Ta-da. 0345 6060 973. It's the A to Z of 2024, the last of these shows, up to and including the letter W on LBC.
Nick Abbott on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
This is absolute tosh. Thanks, Nige. You're the best. Mark in Southend says W is for the winter fuel allowance, being the £300 benefit that Labour took away from most UK pensioners, which at current rates would have allowed them to have all 5 bars on the heater for about 30 minutes. I don't think that's entirely accurate, but OK, the winter fuel allowance absolutely has to go on there. Yeah, I know I've said this before, but don't heat the room. If you're in trouble and you need to warm yourself, don't heat the room, heat your own personal person. Get yourself a heated throw, not a heated blanket, which has to go on the bed. You need a heated throw. They are excellent. Very snugglesome, perfect for watching the telly. Hove. Hello, Maria.
Oh, hello. Yeah. I've got one entry. Is the letter P.
Yes.
And it refers to Jasmine Paris. Have you heard of Jasmine Paris? Have you heard about her?
Jasmine Paris.
Paris.
Who's
yes.
that?
Yeah. Well, she is a 41 Scottish woman, mother of 2. And earlier this year, she completed the first woman ever to have completed the Barkley Marathon in Tennessee in the United States. And this is the hardest ever ultra marathon. She had to complete 100 miles in under 60 hours. And since 1989 that this race started, with more than 1,000 people taking place, only 20 people have ever completed. And this year, Jasmine Paris, actually the first woman to have done it. And she was actually short of, I think, a minute and a half. I mean, she had to do it in under 60 hours.
Yeah.
And she did it in, she only had 1.5 minutes left or something like that. She was incredibly close. And it is
100 miles.
100 miles in the most
in one go.
In one go, yeah. I mean, they can't sleep or anything, and they have to actually climb about 16,000 meters, more than 16,500 meters, which is an elevation which is equivalent of climbing the Everest twice. I mean, she's phenomenal.
Wow.
And and she works full time. She's a lecturer in Edinburgh University.
Yeah.
And she's just such an inspiration. So I just wanted to have Jasmine Paris in.
Well, I've never heard of this event. It seems extraordinarily dangerous. I couldn't stay up that long. Never mind about stay up that long and run 100 miles.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Amazing.
All right. Well, thanks for bringing that to our attention. Cheers, Maria.
Okay.
Ta-da.
Bye.
0345 6060 973. Tavish. Osterley.
Hi, Nick. I've got 1P, 1O, 2 Ls, 1 M, 3 Ws, one that has gained attention this year, 1 S, and some U's.
Can I suggest that that's slightly too many? Do you have access to the internet in Osterley?
Yeah, but some of them are a bit cheeky. Some of them are just part of the O.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Let's charge through them. Go ahead.
Okay, firstly, P is for the Piccadilly line trains, the 2024 stock. The first one has arrived.
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll look out for that. It probably just looks like a tube train, I bet. I betcha. Blue inside, I bet. Okay.
Secondly, the next one is O for the Overground rebranding.
Oh, yeah, the Overground rebranding. Yeah, got that one, yeah.
Yeah, it costed £6.3 million.
Mm-hmm.
And now for the L, the M, the two W's, the S, and the L.
Right.
The Overground rebranding names were the Lioness line, the Mills May line, the Windrush line, the Weaver line, the Suffragette line, and the Liberty line.
Ah, so you squeeze them all in the one entry. Yeah, the Overground line rebrand. That's what I'm going to put it under.
Yes.
Very good work, that man. And? Mm-hmm.
And the W is the West London Orbital, which was proposed by the London Overground, which has gained quite a bit of attention this year. The stations the stations that I've said it will run on are Hendon, Brenton Cross West, West Hampstead, Thameslink, Cricklewood, Neasden, Halsden, Old Oak Common Lane, North Acton, Old Oak Common, Acton Central, South Acton, Lionel Road, Brentford, Sign Lane,
and other stations. Yes, all train related.
Yeah, I tried to keep a theme.
Well, that's very good work, Tavish. Thanks for that.
Yep.
Appreciate it. 0345 6060 973. Fife, Andy.
Hello there, Nick.
Andy.
Right, hello there. I've got a double U for you, and now that I've been on the line for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's Greg Wallace, the guy that's had all that problems on the TV. We can't go into too much of that, but he did all that issue with that now. And I've got an E for, I think I've already had it already again, don't want to talk about it too much, but Hugh Edgewords, with obviously was found guilty, so you can say that now. I don't know if you've had him.
No, I have not had him, so, yeah. No. Hugh Edwards, on the list.
Yeah. That's not a problem. I'll need to phone back with a Y, because that's later, isn't it?
Oh, that is indeed later. Yes, Andy, thank you for obeying the rules.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
A cooperative caller. Thanks, Andy. 0345 6060 97. Have I done the break yet? Have I done the break yet?
I feel like we have. But I'm not sure either.
Nobody is in control of this programme. We are we're careening out of control. Let me just check. Don't want to make a big mistake huge. Oh, he's got his thumbs in the air. Like
yes, we have.
We have. Right. Okay. Pressing on. Everything is in control. Don't worry about a thing. Let's have Cumbernauld. Andrew.
Oh, hello again, Nick. Good to talk to you again. I've got a U for you.
Yes.
And it's Uzbekistan.
Mm-hmm.
This year there have been two cities that have been discovered that were on the Silk Road, and they're in Uzbekistan. And this was obviously the old trade route from China and the East when it was when it was good stuff we were importing, like silk and spices, rather than
all that good stuff.
Rather than stuff that was going to go obsolescent in about 6 months and have to be replaced.
Like phones.
Yeah, exactly.
Uzbekistan. Yeah, could you point to it on a map?
No.
No, me neither. I bet people in Uzbekistan couldn't point to it on a map.
Yes, it'll be somewhere adjacent to Turkmenistan and all the other stands.
One of those stands, yeah.
Yes, and in the days when it was... there wasn't much of a carbon footprint, and it wasn't very much, but it was always very good stuff rather than...
Right. When it was a thing, the Silk Road.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, excellent work there, that man. Thanks, Andrew. 0345 6060 973. Sylvia says, W is for the waspy women who were, can I say that word? Bleeped by the Labour government. You believe that?
Disgusting.
That's what she said. Bleeped by the Labour government, said Sylvia. Kurt says W is for Justin Welby, who resigned as the Archbishop of Canterbury after a scandal about the handling of revelations by the abuse by a vicar. Yeah. Yeah. Southwark. Hello, John.
Hello.
John.
Windermere.
Windermere?
Yeah, polluted.
Oh, yeah. Can you believe
now
that?
We've got ultraviolet light that could cure that.
Have we?
Yeah, discovered in 1801.
Ultraviolet light can cure the pollution in Lake Windermere?
Yeah, it kills all bacteria.
Right.
So the water company haven't been using it on the sewage, have they?
I'm not sure it's part of their process. Is it?
Yeah.
Ultraviolet light. You shine a light through it. Like Donald Trump has suggested that we could shine a light into our bodies in order to, cure the COVID.
I'm not a doctor.
So he's not a doctor, but he knows a little bit about it.
I know nothing.
He doesn't know anything about it.
And what did the lady say the amount was for Babe Ruth?
She said it was $24 million.
Oh, 24 million. Oh, yeah. Beat Maradona by 4 million.
Right. Maradona's jersey went for 20 million.
Yeah.
Was that the Hand of God jersey?
Yeah, that's the one.
Right. Okay, all right. Thanks a lot, John. Lake Windermere. Can you believe that they're polluting Lake Windermere? They're one of the most famous bodies of water in the world. And still doing that to it. Are you beginning to feel like you've been had yet? Cullen, Derek.
Hi, Nick. How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for making your call.
I've got a couple of W's, but first R for Rumbled. If Jonathan from Harrow can hear us, we'll miss you.
Yes. Yeah, I regret posing the question now. Yeah.
You should hang your head in shame.
Oh, I know. By the way, his last call, let me just say this, his last call is on the last episode of the Nick Abbot Habit, which is the best of podcast that I put out on a Monday. The last one has his last call at the end of it.
And it's brilliant. Mind you, do you not think that Edward from Cologne sounds a little bit like him?
No. No, don't say that.
I don't want to ruin your New Year by saying that.
Yeah.
Right, first W.
Yeah.
What was I made for? You might know the song because you've seen the movie it's from. It's Billie Eilish. I've no idea.
Billie Eilish?
2024 Grammys Song of the Year, and it's from the Barbie soundtrack.
Oh, I saw it in a drunken moment last Christmas because I was in want of someone to watch.
Blame the booze.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty good, actually. I do remember enjoying it, but I don't remember anything about it.
Well, it's a 2024 Grammys Song of the Year. What was I made for? Right. Clueless has lost on me. But one I wished I'd experienced just because of the outrage is Willy Wonka's Chocolate Experience.
Yeah, that was pretty much, that was in the summer, wasn't it? Willy Wonka.
I think so.
In Glasgow, right?
£35 a ticket.
Yeah, people.
And apparently the parents were phoning the police on the way around.
Yeah, the police. Like they haven't got anything better to do, yeah.
No, I'm just glad it was indoors, because if it was outdoors, they'd probably get soaked as well.
Yeah, well, in that location, most certainly.
Yeah.
All right.
Me.
Good work.
Welcome to Scotland.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Derek. Cheers, mate. Ta-da. 0345 6060 973. Sam in Lincolnshire says, W is for Wallace and Gromit, and the new film, which was on Christmas Day, is fabulous and you'll love it, says Sam. Yeah, that's on my list. I'm going to be watching industrial amounts of television over the next 4 days. I don't think I'm going to be getting up out of the chair. Jonathan says, W is for woke, the word of choice to be used as an insult by people who don't understand anything. Yeah, the being woke is an insult is really tells you that the human race has taken a wrong turn somewhere. Robin in Weymouth says W is for Wagatha Christie, which was back in court again this year. Rebecca Vardy was ordered to pay Coley, and there my interest expires. Boring. I must be the only person in the country that doesn't really know anything about this. I've just avoided it, and it's taken quite some effort. I mean, when it first came up, I thought, I'm not remotely interested in any of these people. I just don't care. I mean, their husbands, yes, okay, but not whatever it was that was going on between those two. And I thought, I'm just not. And then it just went on and on and on. And I continued to insist to myself that I was not going to get involved in any of this. And it became almost impossible. It became a job in and of itself to avoid reading anything about Rebecca and Colleen. And I still don't really know what it's about. And so, but I can't start now. It's too late now. But I will stick it on the list. Thanks a lot, Robin. By the way, that thing that I was mentioning before, the last call of Jonathan from Harrow is on the Best Of podcast, which is called the Nick Abbott Habit. It's one of the 3 podcasts that I do. We put these shows, the Friday and Saturday night shows, and all of the A to Zs are up as a podcast. That's called the Nick Abbott, the whole show, Nick Abbott, the whole, what's it? Nick Abbott, the whole show podcast. Then there's the one that I do with Carol McGiffin.
Oh, right, yeah.
Called What's Your Problem with Nick and Carol? And then there's the Best Of, which is called the Nick Abbott Habit. If you just do an internet search on my name, Nick Abbott Podcast, then all 3 will come up as though by magic.
Nick Abbott on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
Hang about, Nick. Listen. Now, what I'm trying to say to you is this, Nick, right?
We are up to and including the letter W on the A to Z of 2024, as we can see the end of the alphabet from here. It's the last one of these shows. Let's continue. Morpeth. Hello, Jazz.
Hi, Nick.
Jazz.
I've got you a U, a Q, and a W.
Okay.
And I've got there's 2 wonderful discoveries that took place this year.
Mm-hmm.
One in January in a place called Upano, Upano.
Upano.
An area, yeah, and it's an area of the Amazon, East Ecuador, where they found a huge ancient city that was capable of holding 10,000 people with sophisticated roads and canals.
Blimey.
I know, I think it's brilliant we're still finding land like that.
Amazing, really. You'd think we'd found everything that's on this relatively small globe of ours. Huh.
Exactly. Well, that brings me to Q.
Yes.
We discovered in February the 19th, you may have had this, I don't know, a quasar which was identified as the brightest known object in the universe. It's 500, I can't get my head around this, 500 trillion times brighter than our sun.
You'd think we'd have seen it already.
Yes. And it's powered by a supermassive black hole that this does my head in, really, that devours a sun-sized mass every day.
Wow. And I bet Muse are thinking of writing a song about it.
Rock and roll! And I've got you a little W, which you kind of mentioned earlier, wokery.
Yes.
Was added to the Oxford English Dictionary January the 12th.
Was
wokery, not woke, wokery. So I thought you'd like that.
Wokery, right.
Yeah.
Very good, Jazz. Excellent work. Thanks for that.
Bye.
Ta-da, 0345 6060 973. Alexandra in Crystal Palace says W is for Robbie Williams going back to school to retake his GCSEs. What for? What? Because if he gets some qualifications, he might make something of himself? Andrew in Windsor, in case that singing thing doesn't work out for him. Andrew Windsor and his connections to an alleged Chinese spy, and for Greg Wallace and the claims about his behaviour, says Alexandra. Let me repeat that if I don't manage to read out your text messages and emails and such, then be assured that I will read them and check them twice, and if they apply, then I will stick them in the list. So if I don't get to read them out on the air, then I'm not going to ignore them, be assured. Croydon, hello, Simon.
Evening, Nick.
Simon.
And yes, 2025 fast approaching.
Isn't it?
Yes, I've got a Q, a V, and 3 W's.
Right, yeah.
Now, the Q, that lovely lady who just phoned you in, has just mentioned my Q, but there's a little bit more to it than that. There's a rather scary angle to this quasar that she's just mentioned. She's absolutely right, 500 trillion times brighter than our sun. And it's eating us the equivalent of a sun every single day. And it's actually, the black hole is 7 light years across. Now, this article in The Guardian is also these astronomers saying, oh, isn't it wonderful, isn't it marvellous? I started reading, I got a little bit scared, and I'll tell you why. Did you ever read Brief History of Time by Professor Stephen Hawking?
I most certainly did not.
I thought you were going to say that. Well, it's actually a fantastic, amazing, it's quite an amazing read, actually.
Okay.
At the end, he theorises that one day a black hole will grow and grow and grow and devour the entire universe, because what happens is, as the mass gets sucked in, the gravity gets greater and greater and greater and keeps sucking in more and more mass. Now, this... This is, I did a bit of maths, can you believe it? I did a bit of homework for
Mental
you.
arithmetic, yeah.
Mental arithmetic, and there's about a quintillion stars in the universe, they reckon. That's one with 24 zeros. And if this just carried on at the same rate, all the stars would be gone in 2,379 million years. Now you think, who cares about that? That's so long in the distance, we'll all be dead. But... this is a big but, and it's a great big wobbly but, as you'd say, Nick. This black hole and quasar is 12 light years away. Sorry, yes. 12 billion light years away.
Right.
12 billion. So that means we're looking at it 12 billion years in the past. So now, right now, at this moment... okay, it's only 228 billion years until all the stars are gone, because right now it's already grown. It's 12 billion years. This is the trouble with space. It's so huge.
Yes, quite large. Yeah.
Yeah. So what if it's actually also accelerating?
Well, somebody should look into it very strongly, Simon.
Okay, well, we can't worry about it. We're either all going to go tomorrow or we're not. Never mind.
Right.
Okay, I'll crack on. Okay, we've got a V. Somebody's already mentioned the vinyl records, but it's a little bit more that's happened this year, because they were added to the ONS for the basket of goods used to calculate inflation.
Really?
Yeah.
Vinyl records are part of our basket of goods now?
Exactly. This was, hang on, I'll tell you the date when it was
That's a bit silly. I mean, it's still a niche product, isn't it? I mean, I know it's sort of taken over from CDs a bit. I think in monetary value, they may have taken over the sales of CDs, but that's partly because they cost 2.5 times as much as a CD.
Sure. Well, apparently, it's the number of units as well. In March, they reached 509 million sold in 2023.
Right.
So this year added to the basket of goods. So there you go, started the V. Here we go, W's. And WWs, here we go. Okay, we've got a wonky Waitrose billboard erected as a stunt. Have you come across that one?
No.
Okay, well, they erected a billboard in Wandsworth at an angle just to demonstrate that prices were falling. The public started to panic, thought it was going to fall on their heads. So Wandsworth Council fenced off the pavement to avoid safety concerns. So, I mean, I think that's a bit of... I'm surprised the Daily Telegraph didn't pick up on that one and start going on about woke, but never mind.
Yeah, a wonky Waitrose billboard in Wandsworth. No, I'm unfamiliar with that.
We've got the Welling Borough by-election, happened in February.
Yeah.
That only interested me because of Peter Bone, who was the long-standing...
Peter Bone?
Yeah, exactly. Big Boo, you know, when he... Oh, God, his history, which goes back, you know...
Right.
Do you want to say any more?
No.
And the last one, the world's first whole eye and face transplant was declared successfully this year for a 47-year-old Arkansas man.
Did you say whole iron?
Whole eye and face transplant.
Eye and face transplant.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know how that works, really. Will you now look like another person, or... You know?
Yeah, I've seen that film with, the guy from The Thing and the other chap who did the What's It. I hope that's clear. You want to look that one up, Simon? Quite interesting.
I will immediately.
Yeah, all right. Excellent work. Thanks a lot, that man. Cheers. 0345 6060 973. Sutton. Mark.
Hi, Nick.
Mark.
Got a W for you.
Yes.
The band, The Warning, the three sisters from Mexico that are creating quite a sensation.
The three sisters?
Yeah, from Mexico, called The Warning.
The Warning? What's that?
Yeah. That's the name of their band.
Oh, right.
Very good rock band, creating quite a sensation all over the place.
Are they? By doing what?
They're playing at the O2 in a couple of months' time.
The Warning?
The Warning.
Right, that's news to me. I've never heard of them.
Well, have a listen, because I think you'll like it. They're a really, really nice rock band.
Are you their manager?
No.
Are you connected to them in any way?
No, I just like the music.
You just like their music. All right. Okay, I'll note it down and think about it, but they're probably not going to get on the list unless they've done something significant. But I appreciate that, Mark. Cheers, mate. Tooting. Jan.
Hi, good evening,
yes,
Nick.
Jan.
Let me wish you a happy new year,
well,
because
that's very nice.
This is the last. We won't hear you again till a bit later.
No.
So, and thanks again for your wonderful end of year show where you bring your community of listeners together. And
it's we all come together in perfect harmony.
Yeah, exactly. It's lovely. I look forward to it.
So do I.
Yeah, and as are all the others who join in.
Yes.
To the end of the year, it's like a bit like a meditation as well, of reviewing the year.
It's like a dream. We sort of go over the year and order it in order that we can put it behind us and move on swiftly into the next.
Yeah, it's great, Nick. It's fabulous. I look forward to it each year, the climax to the year.
Yeah.
Nick, so I've got I'm wondering what to leave out and what to put in. So I'll do them. You'll decide what to do with them. So I've got a P, 2 P's.
Yeah.
I've got a U, a V. I've actually got a V, and I've got a Waspy's already been covered.
All right.
But I've got to do from a slightly different angle. Oh no, I'll do it under the. You'll see where you want to
let's just charge ahead and see what happens.
Let me do this. Yeah. So the P is the first P is about the PM. They say he's set to face the biggest rebellion in the new year from his MPs who on the Waspy women vote, because they're going to vote on it in the new year about giving compensation.
Yeah, but I can't put something that hasn't happened yet on the list, particularly something that might happen in the new year.
Well, what it is that the government has refused, or do it from now how it is now. The government made a decision that they're not going to compensate the Waspy women for those affected by the change in the pension state pension age.
And some people are outraged by that, and some people think, well, why should women retire earlier than men? Because men die quicker.
And the thing is, the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman, this is what's happened, made a decision in their report for the government to compensate the Waspy women.
I'll put Waspy women down, yes.
Yeah, so we got that then. And so let me go on to one of the P's, another P, because this involves the Proteus robot that Amazon has been using to work alongside their human employees. This is mainly in America. But what happens is that they updated the design of the Proteus Amazon collaborative. It's called a collaborative robot
and it became self-aware.
Correct. No, they updated it following feedback from human co-workers who wanted them to be more friendly.
What, they wanted the management to be more friendly, or the robots?
The robots,
right.
So they designed them. They upgraded the design that was existing, but they did it this year. They upgraded
Put a smiley face on it. Yeah.
Proteus has it's a robotic arm. Anyway, to make it more friendly, they gave it eyes and a mouth.
All the better to eat you with.
Yes, but Nick, in America, the Amazon deploys about 750,000 robots across its warehouses.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is a technology that is coming to you soon and will replace all of us with great vengeance.
Yeah, so let me move on to the next one. I've got a U. The U was to do with the General Assembly of the United Nations gathering in the headquarters in New York in September the 22nd, 23rd this year. They had various themes that they were covering, a summit for the future, and a theme was like leaving no one behind, coming together for advancement for peace, and sustainable development, human dignity.
None of the above is going to happen. Go on.
All right. I don't know how big these reports are that they've done and where they're going.
Never mind.
I'll move on to the U. What did I? Sorry, the U.
Mm-hmm. U.
Sorry.
U.
Oh no, so I've done that. V. Sorry, I've done that. The V. The V is on this. In the Euro 2024, this year's Euro, it showcased the latest version of the AI VAR assisted referee. The video assisted referee system, and it's amazing.
Amazing, right?
No, really, yeah. I mean, what
it can come to a decision within 10 minutes.
No, well, look at it this way. Look, I'll just give a few quick details on it because.
Give me one detail.
Around the stadium, they've got cameras. Overhead cameras that observe 29 body zones on each player. And they can record the AI. This is AI assisted. It can record 600 moving points.
Yes.
50 times per second.
It can tell how many players are spitting at any one time.
And the ball itself and the football itself has got a tracking chip in it. Yes, that records all the players' kicks.
Well,
yes.
So AI VAR. I'll stick it on the list.
Yeah,
excellent work,
Jack. The other one. Oh no, we've done the WASPy. I did the WASPy, didn't I? Saying about that.
So that concludes the list.
Have you got Wham?
Wham!
Number one again, last Christmas.
Terry says Wham became the only act ever to get a Christmas number one 2 years in a row with the same song.
Rock and roll!
Yeah.
I thought they've had it for 40 years.
It's 2 years in a row with the same song.
Oh, 2 years in a row with the same. Okay.
With the same. Well, that's what Terry says. What Terry knows about it, I've got absolutely no idea. But I'm going to put it down. I'm going to check it twice, and if it's correct, then it goes on the list. All right. Excellent work, Jan. Appreciate that. 0345 6060 973.
This is LBC with Nick Abbott.
Here are the studio calls flashing up on the indicator.
Yes, this studio call coming from Upminster from a person called Keith. Keith.
Can you hear me okay, Nick?
No.
Oh, okay, I just unmuted myself. Okay, right, I've got about 5 or 6, not as long as some of the others.
Okay.
Okay, can we start off with the W, which somebody's already mentioned, but I've got a little bit of elaboration on it.
Yes.
That's Robbie Williams.
Right.
He's got a new movie out called Better Man, that's a B, which is a biopic, which is another B. I saw it this evening, it's absolutely brilliant.
But do you like Robbie Williams?
I'm not a total fan, but it's a good movie, and he was in Global a few days ago on Heart, and I believe he's on LBC as well.
Was he?
Talking about his autistic spectrum and dyslexia and that side. The reason he's resitting his GCSEs, he actually auditioned for Take That before he sat his GCSEs, and apparently he didn't actually take some of them anyway. And that's the reason he's resitting them.
But why would? But no, that can't be the reason. There must be some other reason.
Part of the well, basically, he didn't ever have to tell his mum that he failed most of them because he'd already been because before he got the news that he'd failed his GCSEs, he was in Take That.
He became famous, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And while we're on the topic of biopics, one more biopic, which I mentioned to you a few months ago, which is the Trump one, The Apprentice. It's now out of the theatres. That's an A.
No. I'm not going to watch that. I'm going to be spending enough time in that man's company as it is. I'm just not going to sit through 2 hours of him.
It's not sympathetic to him at all.
Right, I don't care.
But it's out on streaming now.
All right.
Okay, thanks, Nick.
That's
Happy
it.
New Year.
Excellent work. Happy New Year to you. Thanks a lot, Keith. I'm looking forward to the new, depending on what the reviews are like, the new Bob Dylan. I might go and see that as a biopic, but definitely not the Trump. I do not want to spend 2 hours in the company of that man.
Oh, shut up!
And neither does Melania, I bet. Let's have Q. Lily.
Hello, Nick. Hi.
Lily, how you going?
Hello. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
So I've got one W for you, and that's Webber, Andrew Lloyd Webber. That might be L. Anyway, yes, he reported having a poltergeist in his house.
Really?
Yeah, it was a poltergeist in his house in Belgravia, which is in Eaton Square, and he said they had to get a priest in to come and bless it, and it left. But he was saying that no, seriously, this is what the report says anyway, but it would do things like take theatre scripts and put them in a neat pile in some obscure room.
Yeah, sure it did.
I find most amazing about that is that he's got a house in Eaton Square, which I think is the most expensive address in London, and he's got an obscure room.
The thing that surprises me about that is that there's somebody British who's got a house in Eaton Square. I thought it was all Russians and Uzbekistanis.
That's true. But I know exactly how many rooms I've got. Not that many, but he's got enough real estate to lose track of the number of rooms he's got.
Yeah.
Mm.
I hope he doesn't tread any of that farmer's mud all over his carpets. You know, him being a farmer and all.
Oh, isn't he one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, shame. God. Yeah. Well, that's all I've got for you, Nick.
Oh, it sounds like you delivered it. Excellent work. Thanks a lot, Lily. Kurt says W is for Justin Welby. Got that one. Curtie says W is for the World Central Kitchen, an aid charity which saw 10 of its workers killed in Israeli strikes in the Gaza Strip. Yeah. I have, I've mentioned it in the A to Z, but there was so much awful stuff that happened. I've just put Israel and Gaza and left it at that. And then, you can fill in the gaps yourself. Chester, Christopher.
Hi there.
Hello there.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Christopher.
Just one W. W for war crimes.
Ah, exactly as I was just saying. Yes.
Yeah, because they seem to be bombing hospitals on a daily basis now.
On a daily basis, yeah. War crimes. All right. Thanks, Christopher. Sarah mentions the Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow. The ineptitude was just brilliant, says Sarah. Yeah, it was brilliant as long as you weren't one of those poor types who had paid money to go. And W is for William Ragg, the hapless former Tory MP who, when he was fooled by a honey trap scam, dropped his colleagues in it and dished their phone numbers to the scammer. Yeah, we really are getting the best people, aren't we? Taunton, John.
Oh, hello.
Yes, John.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I thought you were going to say John in Taunton.
John in Taunton.
How are you? You okay?
Yes, good, thanks.
Good, nice to talk to you again, as usual.
Go ahead.
I hope you don't mind. Recently I was kicked in the head by a horse.
Oh, yes.
So I was going to mention Farage, but I've been told by your glamorous assistant that lots of other people have already mentioned him.
John, was it you? Because you do sound similar.
To who?
To the person who called in with the kicked in the head thing.
Oh, my God. I can't possibly tell you. If that was me, I would love it. But I can't possibly tell you.
You can't confirm it one way or the other. Well, let's listen and find out.
I'm immensely grateful to you for everything you've done in British politics over the last few years. I used to be an ardent Remainer. I voted Remain. I believed in the European project. Mm-hmm. I believed that staying in the European Union was the best thing for us. And then something happened and something monumental happened. It completely changed my opinion on the whole situation.
What was that monumental thing, Mark?
I was kicked in the head by a horse.
Right, very good. Okay, fine. Thank you.
No, thank you. It was you, wasn't it?
I can't confirm or deny it.
Or deny it, yeah. Well,
But,
I'm going to go ahead and assume that it was, and I have to congratulate you on your timing because it was just perfect. Laurel and Hardy would be envious of that timing. So thanks a lot, mate. That's one of my favourite clips. Appreciate it. Blimey, don't time fly when you're out your mind. Only 1 hour to go. So, if you have a suggestion of anything, but particularly X, Y, and Z, which are the hardest letters to come up with anything for, but that's what we are supposed to be doing in the next hour. But any gaps in the letters that have already gone, it's a free-for-all, basically. 0345 6060 973, the last hour of the A to Z of 2024.
This is LBC from Global, leading Britain's conversation with Nick Abbot.
You know, some whack job can say this stuff and get away with it?
This is absolute tosh.
0345 6060 973, the last hour of the A to Z of 2024. And the very, very, very difficult letters right at the end. X, Y, and Z. So if you have any suggestions for that, then I would be beside myself with delight. Other than that, you can fill in any of the gaps in the letters that we've already got. 1 hour to go. Let's go. York. Hello, Jan.
Hello, Nick.
Jan.
I've got a Z, a Y, a W, and 2 Qs.
Blimey. Okay.
I'll go backwards.
Yes.
The Zombie Knife Band.
Ah, very good. Yes, the Zombie Knife Band. Did you give in your zombie knife, Jan?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you relinquished it, did you?
I did. I thought I'd better.
Yes. Go on.
The Yorkie biscuit bar, that's been discontinued. Not the chocolate bar, the biscuit bar.
I didn't know they had a biscuit bar.
Oh, yes, they have.
A Yorkie biscuit bar.
Yeah.
Is it as big as it used to be?
I don't know. I've never had one.
Because it used to be a trucker's thing, didn't it?
I think that was a chocolate bar.
Yes. Well, who ate the biscuit bar?
I've no idea. But it was the chocolate bar that was the truckers. You know, they had a trucker, didn't they, on the advert?
Yes, they did, yeah.
Yeah.
They've discontinued the biscuit bar before I even knew that they had one.
That's a shame, isn't it?
It is a bit of a shame, because you know what? I want one right now.
Well, you can't have one.
No, I can't have one, because they discontinued it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll just add it to one of life's little disappointments.
And my W is the world's hottest ever day record was broken twice in 1 week.
Yeah, I was just looking that up in the break. July 22nd this year was the hottest day on record, as in ever, according to NASA. And July the 21st also exceeded the previous daily record. So that was 3 days in a row, the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd. And the middle one was the hottest day ever. And I don't remember it being that hot at all this summer. But, that is part of climate change, that what we're going to get here is most likely going to be blech, like grey and rainy and blech.
Been a bit like that just recently,
hasn't it? Just, yes.
Mm-hmm. And my cues, Queen back catalogue, sold to Sony.
Oh,
for
right.
$1.27 billion.
Yeah, I think, I may be wrong, but I think that is the largest amount that has been paid for any group's back catalogue.
It is. It's record-breaking, yeah.
But I wouldn't have said, if I didn't know anything about any of this, I would have said pick a group whose back catalogue would sell for the most money. Queen would not have been up there. But I guess that they have quite a lot of songs that would go well in adverts. I Want to Break Free and We Are the Champions and all that stuff. I can see a lot of their songs being really easy for an ad company to put them on the in the background to an advert.
Yes.
Yeah. Sold. Okay. Queen's back catalogue. Yes.
And my last one is the the quad-demic.
Oh, very good. It's flu, COVID, colds, norovirus. What's the other one?
And respiratory syncytial virus.
Very good.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. My advice is don't go out, Jan.
Well, I think they're saying you have to wear masks again in certain hospitals, don't you?
Maybe in hospital, that is justifiable, I suppose. Don't kiss anybody on the lips, Jan.
No.
Give them one of them Hollywood, moi, either side of their face. Miss them by a couple of feet, yeah. Excellent work, Jan.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Right.
Cheers, my dear. 0345 6060 973. It's Whitechapel. Darren.
Hello, Nick. I just want to say thank you for all these shows. They've been very good, Dad.
Thanks, Darren.
I'm going to go backwards, so I've got Z and Y first.
Okay, Z.
Z is Qi Ring Zheng. She became China's first ever gold medal for the tennis in the Olympics.
King Zhang.
Yeah, Z-H-E-G.
Z-H-E-N-G. But I think King, Q-I-N-G, would be the surname.
No, Zheng's the surname.
No, because the Chinese, they do it the other way around. They put the surname first.
Well, the thing is, for her, they don't, because every time you search results, they always put surname last.
No, I don't think that's right. But I will investigate further and make sure that we get it correct. Okay?
Okay. Y is Lamine Yamal. He's a young Spanish player. He's at Barcelona, and he scored as a 16-year-old for Spain versus France in the semi-finals of the European Championships.
Yes, a future star. Yes.
Yeah. W, Steve Witherden. He's a Labour MP, and he got told off for drinking a carton of milk in the House of Commons.
Yeah, he did. I've got that story here, as a matter of fact, because I knew you were going to say that. One moment, please. This is from the Mail. The Tories are finally getting their own back for Thatcher Milk Snatcher by shopping a Labour MP for drinking it during a Commons debate. Tory frontbenchers spotted new boy Steve Witherden taking a swig of milk from a carton in, let's see, where is this? October, and tipped off the Deputy Speaker. They told on him. You believe that?
I'm really surprised with them lot.
The incident, dubbed Milkgate, led to a quiet rebuke for the Welsh MP and a reminder of the strict no food or drink rules when in the Commons chamber. No, you've got to get drunk before you go in.
Booze.
That's what it looks like to me. They all look high-eyed at Prime Minister's questions to me. Right.
Valencia with the floods.
Yeah, Valencia, yeah.
Greta Thunberg, she was detained in Denmark and in Brussels within a week by the police.
Right. What, for trying to save the planet? Because we want to stop that.
Yeah. Gareth Southgate, he left the England job after after contract expired.
Yeah. Yes. He hung up his waistcoat.
He was replaced by Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
German guy. The T.
Yes. What do you think about
that? He's got a good record in cups, so he won Champions League with Chelsea, so maybe he could do better.
I just think well, I don't want to get into it, but I just think that the manager of the national team should come from here.
Well, maybe, but, you know, you've got to go for the best person.
Well, yeah, okay. Got to get the best people, yeah.
Nick, I've got two more, and that's
Go on.
Scotty Scheffler, he earned £60 million this year in golf, won 8 tournaments. The biggest story was he got arrested during the PGA Championship. He was doing exercises in his cell, and he was released, and he went on to keep playing the golf tournament.
What was he arrested for?
I I think it was driving. He was driving an alleged assault as well.
Oh, right. Scott Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler.
Right. Never heard of him. But then, I don't really... golf is, to me, not a sport. It's a pastime in which you can win a boatload of money, apparently. And finally...
And finally, Labour, they appointed a COVID commissioner this year. His first name is Tom. I'm not sure how you pronounce his surname, though. Can I spell it for you?
You certainly can.
Hayhoe.
Hey-ho.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey-ho.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good work. Thanks a lot, Darren. 0345 6060 973. Let's press on. East Yorkshire. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Nick. Yeah. Start with the sort of fill-ins, if I can.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody actually mentioned that onshore wind has been legalised again.
Legalised?
Yeah, we can now build wind onshore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure legalised is quite the right word, but they're going to press ahead with onshore wind, as they should, at top speed.
Yeah, well, the Tories outlawed it, of course.
Yeah, yes.
Anyway, by the way, Liz Truss made a sort of fleeting appearance early in the year when she announced a new grouping called the Popcons. And the public displayed their contempt of this in July when most of them were removed. So it doesn't exist.
The Popcons, yeah. We're still not missing you, Liz.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in case you were wondering.
Okay, another piece to sort of fill in on. This just amuses me in the way your hot air clip does. The Northern Ireland Assembly appointed a guy to be their speaker, and that guy was Edwin Poots.
You just wanted to say Poots, didn't you?
It just makes me laugh.
Poots. Yes.
Right, okay, the X and the Y. Humza Yousaf came to lead the SNP, and he thought he was going to be a big thing in Scottish politics, but he ended up doing all his trust and sort of disappeared off the scene again.
Yes.
And then the X is a guy called Hunchi Zhao. HUNCHIXIAO. Bit of a sad story, this one, because he got locked up for manslaughter because he's a slapping therapist.
Oh, right, yeah.
And one of his clients was advised to stop taking the medication a proper doctor had said she should take and rely on his slapping therapy, and unfortunately she died.
Slapping therapy?
Yep. Now, I don't know what that consists of, Nick, but I don't recommend it.
No, me neither. No, doesn't sound like a good idea. All right, very good work. Thanks a lot, Mike. 0345 6060 973. It's the A to Z of 2024, continuing at top speed after this short break.
Nick Abbott on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
Please hold the line. I'm trying to connect you.
I am trying to connect Malcolm in Bodmin. Malcolm.
Oh, Nick.
Yes, Malcolm.
Yeah, Nick, what are we on? What letter?
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, but what do you want? What do you really need?
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, give me one, Nick. What's your worst one?
X.
Okay, so Xi. Is that
yeah.
a thing?
Xi Jinping, yeah.
XI. XI, that's the leader of China, is that right? Or
that's correct.
Whatever? Okay, so look, Nick, Keir Starmer needs China. We need China because we don't make anything.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing, and I'm not proud of this, Nick, is I think over the next year that Britain is going to move towards China, and I've said this before on RBC, we're going to move from America to China, not because we love China or we hate America, but because we need some friend.
We need some some stability in the world, and remarkably, China looks a more stable place than America is going to be over the next 4 years.
Oh, shut up!
But, Malcolm, we can't get into a discussion. That's not what we're doing here.
No, look, Nick, what I don't want to do is to love America under Trump.
Are you still discussing it?
Oh, Nick, I don't want to love America under Trump.
Still discussing
or
it?
China under Xi, right?
Okay, so
But
that's the X.
We as Britain under Starmer have to make a choice.
You're still discussing
Are
it,
we
Malcolm.
going-
Yes.
Nick, what are you
Uh-huh.
asking me then in that case?
I'm sorry, Malcolm, but you are not paying attention to the rules. We're not discussing anything now. We are creating a list. Norwich, Ian.
Hello, Nick. How's it going?
Good, thanks.
Hey, I haven't spoken to you since COVID started. The last time I spoke to you.
Oh yes.
I've got a few fill-ins for you.
Go ahead.
Have you had Bovair? I think that's how you say it.
Oh yeah, the cattle
Milk.
feed.
The dingalings.
Yeah, the anti-gaseous cattle feed.
Yeah, the dingalings chucking the milk away.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about that really. I mean, if they say it's safe, then I'm going to go ahead and believe them.
Hey, that kicked in the head horse guy that rang in a little while ago. I'm pretty sure he's called in a few times and you've missed it.
No, it has always been at the back of my mind, but I thought, well, why not? I'll just go ahead and ask him.
Yeah, I've noticed him a few times. Have you had eugenics? E for eugenics?
In what respect?
The whole master race theory stuff. There was Elon Musk's father saying more clever children should be born or something. And there was also the hope not hate thing, which stemmed from James O'Brien's show. And there was, I think, the film was banned from the London Film Festival that was shown on Channel 4. By the far right.
Oh right, yes, that was. I didn't watch that either because I prefer to be amused while watching TV rather than appalled. But hope not hate. Yeah, that was the thing. Yes.
I've got two T's to give you. I want to give them to you last if I can, because there's one I think you'll like.
Go ahead.
I've got shrinkflation.
Oh yes, very good. Mm-hmm.
Pulp Fiction film.
Why?
30th anniversary this year.
Is it?
Yes, and there was some good music kicking about on the radio stations.
I don't think I can do 30th anniversary. I mean, if it's 100, then I will put it on the list. But 30, and a zero number, I don't think it's significant enough, really.
Well, you might change your mind in the next one, because I've got the Terminator.
Yes.
40th anniversary this year.
Is it? Blimey, 40 years old. And I still don't think that they've made a better action film than Terminator 2.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah. All right, good work.
They remastered that down your way in the cinemas and stuff in 4K and stuff.
Did they?
Well, not round my way in Norwich, obviously, but
right.
I've got Thames Water and Tesla Robot.
What about the robot?
That was released at some exhibition this year. I know everyone's mentioned Elon Musk, but he released a robot this year, didn't he, at some tech exhibition somewhere. I don't know where it was.
Well, I'm sure it's evil from the top of its nodes to the tip of its tail.
Can I congratulate you before you go, Nick?
For what?
Getting through all your shows without getting ill.
Oh, without getting ill, yeah. Well, I haven't been out. I've only done this. Well, I only work on a work day, and so I haven't been out at all. I've been, sitting at home, maintaining health.
I think I know the root of your cause where you get ill.
Yes?
It's when I first started listening to you. You inhaled some mystery dust from a skip.
Oh, that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I do recall that. It took me months to get over that. All right. Good work. Thanks a lot, Ian. 0345 6060 973. I'm going to ask you again. Have I taken a break yet?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Is there any way of checking without me having to go through the laborious process of doing that? One moment, please. No, he says. Thumbs down. I'm not sure that's right. Because I've got one break to go, and then there's the Richard Spur promo, and that goes at 2:45. So I think that the break that is next is the one that comes out the news. So you got that wrong.
Far away, what are they?
Didn't you? Hello?
I'll confirm shortly.
Oh, he's going to confirm shortly. We'll just wait here while he does that. It's a live... Oh, God, no. What? It's a live show. Take all the time you need. 0345 6060 973. You can text 84850. Email nicka@lbc.co.uk. And if you're on Twitter, it's at... No, it's... if you're on WhatsApp, it's the same number as the phone. 0345 6060 973. Let's have Redbridge. Reuben.
Nick, hello.
Yes, sir.
First time calling your show, and very excited for it.
Good man.
I've got. I called about one, but I've come up with another one in the time. I think I'm going to start with the rather amusing but sad one at the same time, and then go to the better one.
Yes.
To close off, Zimbabwe launched its sixth currency attempt at becoming a financially successful independent nation, the ZIG.
The ZIG?
The ZIG was launched on the 5th of April this year, the sixth attempt at the country stabilizing its economic woes from way back in the days when it had $100 trillion notes, if your memory serves.
$100
I have one.
trillion dollars. Wow.
Yep. It's green, it's garish, and you needed quite a few of those to get a loaf of bread.
A ZIG?
Yeah, that's the latest one. Latest attempt to stop the nation drowning, and it is quite sad because economically you can't do anything over there, really.
Zimbabwe, right. Okay.
The slightly more positive one. This is actually going to go all the way back to B, but it has a Z in it.
Yes.
Zainab Badawi.
Oh, yeah.
Wrote a book that I think is quite significant, and it launched this year. It is titled An African History of Africa from the Dawn of Humanity to Independence. So it's pre-colonial history from Africans, written by an African.
Yes, I can't put a book down. I just can't.
It's an amazing book, Nick.
Well, if that is true, then I congratulate her, but I'm not putting it on the list. What else have you got?
Oh, that was it. Really.
That was it. Okay, well, that was a good effort at two Zs, but Badawi, it would have gone under Badawi for B.
Yeah, that's why I did say B.
Yeah, B. Okay, you did, yeah. But the ZIG, then the Zig R definitely goes on the list. Good work, that man. Thanks a lot, Reuben. 0345 6060 973. Let's have Canary Wharf. Hello, Ryan.
Hi, Nick.
Ryan.
You also inhaled some carpet cleaner.
Yes, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that maybe it's Vladimir Putin who's been trying to kill me with, various different poisons, and so far he has been unsuccessl.
Well, you do give him a mean name, so...
I have said hurty things about him, yes.
Okay, so I won't waste any time, but as I said already, I wish you a Merry New Year, and
thanks
the
a lot.
shows have been great.
Cheers.
I have a Y, an F, and a J.
Rightio.
So the Y would be Hamza Yousaf, who resigned.
Yes.
I don't think we had that yet. That's about all I can say on that, I think. The F is more interesting. The F, scientists completed a wiring map of an adult fruit fly's brain.
Wow.
So if you look this up, don't look up fruit fly because you get a big shock.
Yeah, but, I imagine a close-up version of that must be quite alarming. A fruit fly, yeah.
Yeah, but the brain is pretty good. It's very cool. And so they mapped all these, or they connected all these neurons in the fruit fly's brain.
Well, there can't be very many of them.
Apparently there are 140,000.
As I was saying, there's 140,000 of them.
Yeah, apparently it's good because the fruit fly does a lot of things. And in this very serious article that I was reading, they said fruit flies are ideal for brain studies because they show a range of behaviors, yet their brains are small compared to people's.
That is factually accurate.
It is. That's true.
Can they take the bit out of a fruit fly's brain that makes it so blooming annoying? They just fly in front of your face, and you can't get rid of them. I hate
it was
them.
saying something about that. Yeah. That's one of the reasons it's interesting to study it. And then the J.
Mm-hmm.
The J would be the 2025 Jubilee. which started on Christmas Eve, and it is where the Pope opens loads of doors.
The Pope opens loads of doors?
Yes.
What, like an advent calendar?
Yeah. So there are four holy doors. I was in Rome in November, and they were talking about this, and everything was closed because they were, there was no water in any fountains because they were all being repaired. But they were talking about this.
But doesn't it happen every year, though?
No, in Leviticus, it says that a Jubilee year is occurs every 50 years.
Right. So what's behind the doors?
Oh, they're just different doors into the basilicas.
Oh, right. It all goes into the same place.
Yeah. It's just they have special every 25 years they do this in the Catholic Church apparently,
Nice.
and they just do a different entrance into the basilicas.
Well, okay. It doesn't sound like much to me, but what do I know? I'll note it down and I'll look it up later. Excellent work. Thanks a lot, Ryan. Giles in Wellingborough says X is for X, formerly Twitter, as we still have to say. Elon Musk has moved its headquarters and that of SpaceX to Austin in Texas because California is becoming too woke. No, that's not the reason. I think it's for tax reasons, isn't it? Got nothing to do with wokery. Tax reasons. Because, the richest man in the world isn't made of money. These people. And the thing that we can take comfort from is that all of that money doesn't seem to make them happier people, does it? Fife, Andy.
Hi there. Right then, Nick. Well, before I tell you, I have to say you've done a fabulous job. You've kept me thoroughly entertained, me and fiancée Debbie.
Well, thanks, Andy.
So, no problem, mate. So they have mentioned Hunza Yousaf, but can I just expand a little bit about Hunza? He was the First Minister of Scotland this year, was elected as First Minister, and then, of course, he's now going to be standing down as an MSP in 2026. It was just to sort of elaborate on that a bit more, Nick. Then it's more of a Scottish theme again. John Swinney, just to add on from that, was actually elected then as First Minister of Scotland, because the SNP had an election to see. I had a vote in that as well to see who was going to be so John Swinney then become First Minister. And then I've read up as well, and I've heard in the news, but the EU is great. They're bringing in a USB-C now, which is going to be a universal kind of charger, I believe.
No, we have that already. I got several USB-Cs.
Oh, have you? Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my humble apologies about that, Nick. I did not hear that.
Yes. And it is a step forward, because if everything is charged by the same thing, then you don't have to have 86,000 different wires and remember which one does which thing. If it all gets charged by the same method, then that is a great step forward for humankind.
Absolutely, and you may have had all this as well, is a dictionary word which has been used a lot now is manifest. Have you ever had that one, Nick? It's been on the news that people have been using that word a lot to manifest.
Yeah, I think it's the Cambridge word of the year, or the Cambridge Dictionary word of the year, or something like that, which doesn't sound right, because manifest, I mean, didn't that DJ, the tidy-bearded DJ, Noel Edmonds, didn't he go on about manifesting things from the universe? Which doesn't sound like a thing to me. You just think it, and then God delivers it to you, or some extraterrestrial force. I don't know about that, but anyway, they did say that. I think it's the Cambridge word of the year, manifest. All right, good work. Thanks a lot, Andy. Okay, a brief break for the news and then the final run.
This is LBC with Nick Abbott. Call 0345 6060 973. Text 84850. Alexa, send a comment to LBC.
Yes, hello. I've been waiting for you. Hello.
Yes, I've been waiting to speak to Heston Isaac.
Hello, Nick.
Isaac. Yes, Isaac.
Right, I've got four. One of them, unfortunately, is someone just picked me to it, and that is X for the social media.
Yes, formerly known as Twitter, as you have to say. Yes.
Yes, formerly known as Twitter. Sorry, yes. And the other one is who I've signed up for is the ex competitor, Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. Blue Sky.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have signed up for Blue Sky and I've left Twitter as well.
Okay.
And so was one of my cousins in America. She's done the same thing.
You've left the darkness behind. You have rid yourself of all that negativity and come into the light, leaving the dark side.
Correct, Mondo. Right. The other one is a J. Right. Now this one, Jermaine Genus. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Do you know who he is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Now, earlier this year, he got sacked, right, from the BBC, which is a real shame because he was probably lined up to take over.
From Gaza, yeah.
Gary Lineker.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah, one of the candidates. And when he got the sack, my jaw dropped, you know. I was so sorry for him. Anyway, and the other one is a W, is winter fuel payments.
Yes. I have that down. I have that down already. Winter fuel payments is an excellent W.
Okay.
Good work, Isaac. Thanks for that. 0345 6060 973. Noor says, and this is a really obvious one. Can't believe that no one's come up with this yet. XL is for XL Bully Dogs. Yeah, XL Bully Dogs. Banned in Scotland and Northern Ireland in the summer after being banned in England and Wales at the end of 2023. Yeah. Nottingham. Hello, Nicholas.
Oh, hi, Nick. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I've got a Z, a P, and an L.
Okay.
Vladimir Zelensky, the president, the comedian that became the leader that Ukraine needed when war came to them.
Right. We had a comedian that became a leader.
Yeah. Wait.
It didn't work out very well.
It did not work out for us, that one. Perseverance. It's a mashup of two words, persevere and resilience. It is conceived and is being pushed by Alistair Campbell in his book promoting how to deal with Brexit. Basically, people like you who have been telling the truth, is telling the truth, get weary. You have to be a bit perseverant to get through it.
Yeah, it gets a bit tiring saying the same thing over and over again. Yeah, okay. Perseverance, all right?
Yep, and this one's good. Lanyard. Back in May 2024, Rishi Sunak's government had a row with the civil service for wearing rainbow lanyards.
Rainbow lanyards. Yeah, like that's going to corrupt society. Yeah, colours.
Yep, that's exactly
what are these people like. All right, excellent work. Thanks a lot, Nicholas. 0345 6060 973. The Wirral. Hello, Nora.
Hi, I'm Nick.
Nora.
I've got you on speakerphone because I can't say this name.
Right.
It's on my screen, so I'll just say this. She's not the outgoing president of Georgia. She's the actual president, but she's had to leave because Putin's put his man in there. And her name is, has anybody said it?
Go on.
It's Salome, that's her first name, Zora Bichvili.
Who?
I'll spell it. ZOURABICHDILI.
Oh,
She's president of Georgia.
I couldn't keep up. You lost me about halfway through, but it's something like Zora Bichvili. Yes.
Yeah.
Something like
that.
But
has nobody said that because that's a Z.
No, nobody has ever said that in the entire history of the world, Nora. The only people who've ever tried it is you and me.
And then the Man City player, his name's in Billy as well, unusually. It must be a thing for that part of the world. Anyway, but he's a Man City player, and Putin's put him in because he's anti-Europe, and she's pro-Europe. Oh, I can take your speakerphone now.
Right.
Yeah, so that's that. And then the other one was, have you done, it's W tonight as well, wage stagnation.
Wage stagnation. Is that specific to this year? I suppose it's
Well,
ongoing.
it's been going on for a number of
Yeah.
years, but it's sort of it's peaked, hasn't it, this year, because wages are so much lower than compared to the cost of living than they have been.
Right, yes. Cost of
So,
living
and
crisis,
the-
there's another C, yeah.
And-
All
and
right.
the rise in, yeah, okay.
Excellent
Thanks,
work.
Nick.
Good,
Happy New Year.
good effort on the pronunciation there. Thanks, Nora. 0345 6060 973. Stubbington. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Nick.
Chris.
I've got three for you.
Yes.
I'm not. The first one is: do you remember back in earlier this year, 4 people were hurt after 2 military horses escaped?
Oh, the
and
horses.
bolted-
Yeah, got the horses.
bolted
Yeah,
through
it was builder's noise, apparently.
Yeah. So there's
Keep that
one.
racket down.
Yep. And you saw that picture of it covered in blood. or
That's
something.
right.
And then I think I've got a possible Z.
Mhm.
A knife wholesaler surrendered 35,000 zombie knives. as
Zombie
a government
knives. Yeah.
scheme.
Z is zombie knives. Yeah,
Yeah.
got that one. Mhm.
And they were going to get £10 for each knife, and they surrendered 35,000
Right.
of them.
Presumably
And,
it was 35,000 different people, not one person had 35,000 of them, because they're in the money.
I think they were a knife wholesaler,
Yes.
so it was like a company.
Right.
And then
Okay.
the last one, I think, is President Trump was saying the people of Springfield were eating cats and dogs. And then they had that viral video of The Simpsons as well.
Yes. And the people of Springfield said, no, they're not. Yeah. But
Absolutely
he
not.
went ahead and continued to say it anyway.
They're eating the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
It's a total disgrace. Thanks, Chris. Let's see. Who's been waiting the longest? It's Bude. Adrian.
Fine, Nick, how you doing?
Good,
You all right?
thanks, yeah.
Good. Yeah, I've got Z here,
Mm-hmm.
which is zombieing,
Zombie?
which is zombieing, which is basically, you know, when the youth do texting and someone doesn't reply and ghosts them, it's if they suddenly come back from the dead, so that's called zombieing.
Is it?
Yeah, evidently. According, yeah, I've had to spend a bit of time with my nephews over the Christmas time, so I'm up on the youth talk.
You've picked up youth speak.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, I'm going to buy a hoodie and start barely talking and walking around with a phone generally attached to every part of my lab.
Just staring shuffling around,
Yeah.
staring at the ground all the time. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, through a screen, of course.
Through a
as well.
screen, yeah. It used to be kids used to just shuffle around staring at the ground. Now, of course, the ground's not interesting enough because they've got screens.
No. As long as they've got a screen in front of it, they're happy with. And I've got a B for you,
Mm-hmm.
which is breadcrumbing.
What's that?
Which is another. Yeah, exactly. Which is, so basically it's another text. So it's manipulative texting, where someone sends flirtation messages to keep someone interested, but with actually no commitment. And that's youth talk again, to cheer you up. That's called breadcrumbing, evidently.
That's pretty inventive. I mean, I quite
It is,
like that.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I thought you might, yeah.
I'm not saying that I like the concept of it, but I think as a
No.
word, that's pretty good. Breadcrumbing.
Yeah, I thought you might like that
The
one.
stuff you learn, eh?
Exactly, because the
Yeah.
last time I spoke to you, we were talking about Ian Jury, and your glamorous assistant had spelt his name as Jury. hadn't he?
Oh.
So, yeah, I kind of gave up. You know, you said we peaked as a
Yeah,
society.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
All
we
right,
actually
mate,
peaked in 1975. It's been
Yeah,
all
I'm
downhill
totally
since
with you on
then.
that one.
Yeah. All right, good work. Thanks a lot, Adrian. 0345 6060 973. It is the last 15 minutes of the A to Z of 2024.
This is LBC with Nick Abbott. Call 0345 6060 973. Text 84850. Alexa, send a comment to LBC.
We're running late.
We are. It's the final furlong in the A to Z of 2024. Let me remind you that these shows have all been put up the internet as a podcast. The idea is that we take the news and most of the ads out. Mostly. Which means it takes less time to listen to, which means that you'll have more time to contemplate the X, the Y, and the Z that you couldn't think of in time enough to get on the list. Pressing on, Northwich. Hello, Dominic.
Right. Hello, Nick. I've got two similar but distinctly different U's.
Yes.
First one is UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena.
Right.
And that's not the drone stuff that was recently done.
Oh.
It was a congressional hearing last month where they actually had scientific contractors and pilots and all sorts of people giving evidence of things that they've seen that are unidentified aerial phenomena.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing, I did watch a bit of the footage, the weirdest thing that I found was that the chairperson, I think she's called Nancy Mace, Republican from South Carolina, maybe.
Yeah.
When one of the witnesses came in at the end of the session, and he was like, I think it might have been raining or something, and he was out of breath, and he sat down, and there was literally only 5 minutes left in the session. She said something like, "Glad you could make it, babe," which I thought was very informal. But anyway, that's an aside. The other U is UFOs, unidentified flying objects, and that's the drone story from earlier on this month.
Yes.
Which I was interested in.
Highly suspicious. I mean, nobody's come up with an explanation one way or the other, and so we're pretending that it didn't happen now. Everybody sort of moved on to something else.
No, but I was interested in it because I was watching the UAP stuff, and then I looked at 10 different news channels and all the footage that people put up, and every single thing appeared to be just an aircraft or a planet or a constellation of stars.
Well, I've seen all of that, but I've also seen things that I couldn't explain, and the people that were witnessing them, and they were, people that you would trust, like pilots and so on, and they said that they've never seen anything like the thing that they were describing or had on video. So I think there's something going on, but we don't know what it is. All right. Any more? Excellent work. Thanks a lot, Dominic. Cheers, mate. 0345 6060 973. Malvern. Hello, Judy.
Oh, hello.
Judy.
Nick. Right, just get the speaker off. Okay, I've got... I just want to check, did you have rain, by the way?
Rain?
Yeah, Rishi Sunak, rain.
Oh. Yeah, Drowning Street, yes.
Yeah, Drowning Street. We've done that one, yeah. Right. How about pumpkin?
Pumpkin?
I did. Good. Okay, right. I'll tell you about pumpkin. Pumpkin was, a runaway inflatable pumpkin.
Yes.
In Cleveland, Ohio, caused chaos for drivers.
Attacked a policeman.
The police force shared footage of a 20-foot.
Huge.
What? Yeah, 20-foot. Giant vegetable in the motorway.
And the policeman stopped his car, and of course the camera at the front of the car keeps recording, and he went to apprehend this enormous inflatable pumpkin, and it swallowed him.
Yes.
That was funny.
It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, bless. And then there's an S.
Yes.
Very quickly. Were you aware that as Russian propaganda that Moscow attempted, according to them, of course, they shot down Santa Claus.
What?
Yep, it's on Sky News. I mean, I don't mean that that's perfect, but, it's actually a news story. And they reckon it was part of when Santa, obviously they must have made it, a video or whatever it is, but they sort of sent a rocket up, pretend, and they blew it up because they thought that would really please their citizens, when it was going over the Europe.
They blew up Santa Claus. Can you imagine the reaction?
Well, I rest my case. I think it's worth looking up. You will be able to check it because it was on Sky News. So my pleasure, and Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year to you. Thanks a lot, Judy. There's something else Vladimir Putin needs to apologise about.
I am very sorry that I screwed up.
Totally screwed up. Let's see. Manchester, Rick.
Hi, Nick. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hi. It's an absolute pleasure listening to you this year.
Thanks.
Brilliant broadcaster. Thank you.
Cheers.
I got a few letters, but I've also got a bit of a potato-related tip that I think you'll like because I know you love your chips.
Go on.
So I'll start off with Jay. There's a chap called Sebastian Junger. Now, he's a war correspondent in the US.
who developed a stomach aneurysm this year, and he was basically dying. So while he was in hospital getting treatment for this aneurysm, he had effectively a death experience, as in he felt like his father was calling to him. The sky went electric light, and then he came back. And he's written about it in a book called In My Time of Dying. Now, I know you don't do books, but the story's interesting.
Well, In My Time of Dying is a song by Led Zeppelin.
Rock and roll!
So you piqued my interest.
Very good. I got tea. The Observer was bought by Tortoise Media, and there was absolute outrage by the readership and the staff. Yeah, but unfortunately it went through. W was Western porn. The North Korean troops had their phones confiscated. I know. They came over and then they opened their phones and then they dialed up something they shouldn't oughta.
Disgusting.
And they said, "Blimey, have you ever seen anything like this before?"
Yeah, absolutely. And then finally, I know you're really into your chip-related recipes.
Yes.
I discovered this year, managed to cook for myself. You know potato fritters you can get from the chip shop?
Yes.
Worked out, I looked on YouTube how to do it. And, homemade. They're absolutely fantastic. I should give them a go.
Potato fritters. I will look it up and try it later.
Yeah,
excellent
absolutely.
work. Thanks a lot, Rick. Kay in Croydon says, Y is for Alex Yee, the fantastic triathlete gold medalist at the Paris Olympics. I am unfamiliar with his or her sexist work. There were a lot of gold medalists at the Olympics. I can't put them all down. Let's see now. Who's been waiting the longest? Beckenham, Austin.
Hi, Nick.
Austin.
Happy New Year to
Happy
you,
New
sir.
Year.
Eva Marie Saint, the actress, she was 100 on July the 4th.
100 years old. What do we know her from? What do we know her for?
Two big ones, On the Waterfront and North by Northwest.
Oh, well, okay. Two excellent films.
Yes, sir, yeah. Two seminal films with Brando On the Waterfront and Hitchcock's with Cary Grant.
That's right.
North by Northwest.
One of the best suits ever.
Yeah, immaculate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great actor as well. Okay, sir.
Thank you, Austin. 0345 6060 973. Plymouth, hello, Judy.
Hello, Nick.
Julie.
Merry New Year to you.
And the same to you,
Enjoy
too.
yourself.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Right, U is for one of your old friends, ULEZ. Used to get a lot of grief about ULEZ, didn't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, the reports have shown this year that there's been a significant drop in air pollution, so we were right, Nick.
Yeah.
V is for the Venezuela election this year. 2 candidates declared victory, and then there's been protests, and I think one of them has fled the country, so it's been a bit messy. W is an actor called Benjamin Whitehead, and he voiced Wallace in the new Wallace and Gromit film after Peter Sellers passed away.
Peter Sellers?
Yes, he passed away, didn't he?
Yeah, but Peter Sellers didn't do Wallace and Gromit.
No, Salis.
Oh, Salis, right. Salis, right.
Salis.
Not Sellers, Salis.
Not Sellers.
Got it.
Salis.
Right.
Now, I think you'll like this one. X is for XL, bully,
Yeah.
cats.
What?
Cats. They're a new breed. They cost about £4,000 each.
£4,000?
What? They look very angry. They're a hairless sphinx crossed with a short-legged munchkin cat.
Oh.
And they have health problems. And if you
Well, I
get a
would
picture
think
of
so,
them, they're
yeah.
not attractive. No, they're not attractive.
A hairless cat? That just looks like a rat.
It's not nice. They're not nice. Poor things. So, XL bully cats. Y is for young people.
Bully. I'd never heard of that, but I will look that up. XL bully cat.
Honestly,
Are they
is
bullying
about-
though? Are they an aggressive thing?
They've been bred because they say that they look like an XL bully dog,
A
as
dog?
in their sort of face.
Oh God! They've just
They're
put
sort of
a
stout.
they've just put a picture of it up on my screen. That's the worst looking thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh,
It's angry, isn't it?
it
Poor,
is
poor thing.
horrible.
Oh, sorry, Nick.
It looks like it looks like the devil's cat.
It does look like it's not. It's definitely not one you want your lap to stroke.
No,
it's like...
no, I wouldn't want one in my postcode. That is hideous.
And why is for young people? There's been a report saying that there's a major increase in young people spending Christmas alone.
Yeah.
And last but not least is Shazed. The film Zulu is celebrating its 60-year anniversary.
60-year anniversary. Okay, good work.
Okay,
Thanks a lot,
take care.
Julie.
Bye.
Ta-da. 0345 6060 973. Not much time to go. I'll do it in order. Sydenham, Pauline.
Hi there, Nick.
Pauline.
Hi. What about, I don't know whether you do television programmes or really good acting, but Mark Rylance in Wolf Hall, did you see it?
I didn't.
It was the best acting I've seen since, well, I go back so far to I, Claudius. I don't know whether you go back that far.
I do. I didn't see that either.
It's the best thing since, it's absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, no, I can't put a TV show down. No.
I thought you might not.
Yeah, no. But good effort, though, Pauline. Thanks for that. Taunton, John.
Oh, hi, Nick.
Yes, John.
Yes, I'm sorry. I spoke to you about Nick Farage area, but now on Ashes, there's no equivalent. So I just thought Skidmark.
I don't know. What you mean by that, but I'm going to put that away and move along. Portsmouth, Harry.
Hello, Nick.
Yes.
Samba shoes. I don't know whether you wear them, but apparently Richie Sunak had them. I don't know what they look like at all because I never saw a picture.
Samba shoes. Never heard of them. What else you got?
He was a 5-minute thing. Red Cross Handbook. It was fully wokified, I think, back in June. So, they have to check whether you're a man who's really a woman before they sort of put a prick in your arm.
Okay. And finally.
IBM Think Conference. Rory Stewart was there.
Was he thinking?
I don't know. NATO was on a war footing.
Right.
Biden was unfit for 4 years. They finally worked out about a month ago.
Yeah.
The rail phone GSM that the drivers used was down for a day. I think it wiped out the trains for one morning a couple of weeks back.
Right.
And it took all day to get everything back to normal. Asthma inhaler, there's CO2 in it, so they're now, I've heard it before, but they're now saying stop using these CO2 inhalers, use these other new ones.
Okay.
Food ad ban at 9 p.m, after 9 p.m. We're still talking about the 4-day week. The car factories around the world are in trouble. VW, Stellantis, Honda, Mitsubishi, they're all reorganising. Cyanide was found in a Walsall canal, but is it death by cyanide in Walsall or death by poop in the Thames?
Let's agree on both of those. Harry, that's going to be the last word. Hey, thanks everybody for playing. This has been huge fun. I really do appreciate it. It's going to get checked twice, put in the book. The book will be out at the beginning of the year. Follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook and X and Blue Sky. I'll point you in the right direction when the book comes out. And if you want to hear back any of these shows, they are on Global Player, exclusive to Global Player. And they're called Nick Abbot, The Whole Show Podcast. I hope you have a nice New Year's. I'll be back Friday, Saturday, Sunday for my usual shows, 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 usual shows,